for high school football in 2023 is right here at Beaver County Radio.
10-5 touchdown! You better believe it!
Coverage of 2023 high school football is being brought to you by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Now let's head to the A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
We are live in Rochester. Rochester Rams playing host to the new Brighton Lions. The Rams, playoff contenders, they've been that way for the past couple of years, just 3 points away each of the past 2 years from making it to Acrisure Stadium last year, Heinz Field the year before. The big concern, a lot of injuries. The big issue now is, can they stay healthy? They believe they have the team. The new Brighton Lions are looking for a victory. First-year head coach Tony Curri trying to find the silver lining around the cloud so far in having not one victory since he's taken over at the beginning of last year. With me in the booth is Eddie Crow. Eddie, when it comes to a game like this, give me your perspective from Coach Matsuk and his Rams, and you're expected to win this game big, and then you have Tony Curri, and he's trying to talk his kids up, and he has to realize it's not going to be an easy night tonight.
If you're Coach Matsuk, do what you're supposed to do. Win the game, move forward. No stress. There shouldn't be looking at it on paper, but the beauty of it is it's not on paper now. I've been on bad teams way more than I've been on good teams. So I can look at Rochester and New Brighton and I can say, New Brighton, I feel for you. Coach Calteri's job isn't to lead them to a win tonight. It's to build them up tonight and keep doing that. And anything good, and it's a weird thing to say, but they have struggled so much. Winless last year, 2 games in winless this year. There are things that you can improve and show improvement and build confidence and make the kids understand this isn't a 1 week thing or a 2 week thing. It's going to take longer, and it's going to take longer still because 28 players on the roster. Mm-hmm. You're not learning to be better at one position. You're learning to be better on an offense and defensive position.
True. And if you want to play football on a team this small, you're going to play a lot of football. No doubt about that. We'll talk about more of the matchup coming up a little bit later on. What's really neat about this facility is it's really throwback. I mean, you go to so many facilities now. They got the fancy lights in the end zones. They got the field turf going on, the fancy paint. As we look out from the press box, old school, out onto the field, it looks as though it could easily be a movie set going back to the 1950s, 1960s.
When you look straight across the 50 through the chain link fence and you see people's houses, it's a different feel. To me, that tells me they don't need the fancy stuff and the big lights. They've got enough tradition, and they've not. This is the place, and you know this, on a Friday night, this is the place to be in Rochester, and everybody comes in. They don't need fancy lights to get them to come in.
Coming up in just a little bit, we will talk to Jean Matsuk. I had an opportunity to interview him earlier this afternoon. We'll get to his interview. Coming up next, Tony Curri. How is he looking at tonight's game? What does he tell his kids to try to build them up as they're looking for their first win of the season? We hear that interview next. The best of Beaver Valley football is on Beaver County Radio.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry. Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubbell. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly & George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Drug-Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
From the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth, it's the Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show. I'm Robert Mangino along with Eddie Crow. We'll check in with Mike Azadian on the sideline coming up in just a little bit. Earlier this week, I had an opportunity to sit down and speak with Tony Curri, the head coach of the new Brighton Lions, about what he's teaching his kids, what his kids are learning at this point as he is struggling through a winless time as the head coach of the new Brighton Lions. Here's that conversation with Coach Curri.
What got you into coaching so soon after leaving high school?
I think it was just the relationship that my high school coaches developed with me and my teammates, and seeing how passionate they were and how much an impact as a 15, 16, 17-year-old a coach can become a mentor. I was so passionate and inspired by them that I knew from an early age that regardless of what my professional career was, one of my hobbies was going to be coaching in some capacity.
Nice. And it was clearly the football side of things that most intrigued you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my high school coach was Jean Matsuk. He was also my high school principal, so he was such an influence and mentor of mine through football, and I just love all the different things that football can teach you, life lessons that you gain, perseverance and resiliency that our team's going through right now, and we're trying to learn that it's not just going to happen on Friday nights, but going to help me that I still use to this day in everyday life.
How do you keep the kids up and focusing on the greater value of athletics, of football, of being a teammate as you are struggling through your first year plus as head coach?
I think it's just getting their vision on the process and falling in love with the process of and not worrying as much as the outcome. The outcome will come if we do the correct process. I think one thing that we're trying to do is making sure their experience as a high school football player is an enjoyable one and a memorable one. We got to take the kids. We were fortunate. Coach Narduzzi gave New Brighton tickets to Saturday's game versus Wofford. So we got to take our 28 players, some for the very first time, up to Rochester Stadium and experience that. So I think it's just the overall experience of high school football. Sometimes the wins and losses don't happen on Friday night, but that is such a minuscule part of what high school football is about. It's the camaraderie of the locker room, and that's something we're emphasizing and our kids are buying into, the process.
Many people have heard the stories about how there are life lessons to be learned now that people can apply down the road. What do you see as the life lessons that get applied today?
I think just perseverance. We're in a situation right now where in high school football, there's some situation where there's haves and have-nots. When you look across the score sheet Saturday morning, there's a lot more blowouts than there used to be. And I think one of the things is resiliency and coming back, standing up to the challenges that are coming up and face you Friday night. We dressed 22 guys last Friday night, but I know that all 22 guys that we had dressed Friday night gave it their best effort and gave it their best shot and had a great approach to the game. It doesn't come out. The outcome didn't come the way we wanted it, but the resiliency and showing up in even the bad times goes a long way.
What does victory look like to you on Friday?
I think we talk about not the outcome of the total game. We start with winning matchups, and then that turns into winning plays and winning drives, and from there, good things may happen, and we can only control what we can from our end. So us having ultimate fight for the entire game, and just I think we can surprise some people with if we put it all together. The first 2 weeks, they may be lopsided scores, but I don't think those scores are as widely as the competitiveness of the game. And in week 0, we were in the fourth quarter down 10 points, and it went downhill from there. And it's just keeping our players engaged and focused and energized for those entirety of a game that will help and propel us into section play starting next week.
And when you have a smaller school, you talked about dressing 22 guys. It's difficult to maintain that same energy level. I mean, my goodness, you're going to get tired as the night progresses to be able to perform at that same level come the third and fourth quarter as you did in the first and the second. Is there truth to that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why our approach throughout the week is we're trying to steal some spots. We practice. Our practices aren't as physical as I'd like of the practices we've had at Central Valley or when I was at Aliquippa, but we have to be smart about taking care of our bodies. And we have a great trainer in Nick Henry who makes sure our kids are prepared for the Friday night grind, because that's what it is when you have 22 players. And we knew it from early on. We talked with our players that you're going to be on the field for 120 plays a night. So you have to prepare your bodies and your minds for that grind for the entire game.
The Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show continues. Eddie, you were saying just a few minutes ago that you've played on a lot of teams that really struggled. When you look at this roster,
I don't like to think that I was a part of that consistency.
Not because of you, but you were there.
Of me, yeah.
Right.
Oh, we were all there.
Talk about for a moment how these kids find the motivation and the energy to keep on coming out and playing, even though they've started off, from last year under coach, not being able to win a game.
This is the age and this is the time, because when you're a little kid, you're 8, 9 years old, it's not about winning. It's about, we all get to go to the Pizza Hut, right?
Okay.
You're getting into high school, it becomes very much about winning. And for the first time, and I think this is true of every athlete coming up, you have to go through a process to decide whether or not you're stubborn enough to fight through the nasty times. And you learn so much more by losing than you do by winning, but it can beat you down. And you find out a couple things. You find out, is it important enough for you to do it? And a lot of times it might not be to you, but one of the great things about team sports, I might not care for me, but if you're my teammate and I care about you, I'm going to work hard. I don't want to let you down. I've known a lot of teammates that if it was just up to them, man, I'm out of here. But they cared so much about the guys that you're around all the time, and you suffer with these guys and you sweat and you care about that. And that bonding is a absolutely vital bottom layer to build teams that win. You're going to fight better. It will pay off.
The Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show continues from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. In a moment, we'll talk to Coach Jean Matsuk. Earlier this afternoon, I had a chance to sit down with him. We'll hear that interview coming up next.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden or Aliquippa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number one in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
What got you into coaching?
The Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show continues on Beaver County Radio. Earlier, had a chance to sit down and talk with Coach Jean Matsuk about tonight's game, about what this means to the program and how he keeps his kids focused, especially in a game where everybody on the outside looking in is projecting a big victory. Here's the interview with Coach.
Against Ulsh last year, you lost to them. What did the victory mean to you and the program to start off 2023?
Well, it's always good to get off to a good start, and we did against a quality team, and it was good. It was a good first game, and but it's only one game, and we have to continue each week to get better. So it propelled us forward. What we needed to do in the first week, but now we got to move on to week 2.
New Brighton this week. Coming up in just a little bit. New Brighton last year, huge victory for your program, 60-13. What do you tell the guys in getting ready for this matchup, and what does it tell you about the performance? What are you looking for out of your guys, especially this evening?
Yeah, it's a new year. You know what I mean? Each year is different, and last year's over with, and you got a new team, you got new personnel. So we got to go into the game, and one of the things we want to do is try to get fundamentally sound and focus on the improvements, focus on the reps, and focus on getting better this week. You get into section play next week, so you have to get yourself going with momentum. So you want your team starting to play well in all 3 phases and start keeping that improvement line going up and up and up.
Last 2 seasons, just a few points away from being able to make it to Acrisure. Injuries played a major role. How concerned are you about keeping the guys healthy through the course of the year so you can go as far as you believe this team is capable?
Well, I think that's your key. You got to keep your, you got to stay healthy. There's no doubt about it. I mean, that's any sport, and especially after last year with our injuries, we got to make sure we just take week to week, prepare our bodies, and hopefully, we can stay away from the injury bug.
Let's talk about your quarterback for a moment. Jaden Norman had to step in for Parker Lyons last year, injured. A lot of experience now under his belt. How confident are you in him and his preparation and performance going into this season?
Yeah, he's got the experience now. He had about, almost 9-10 games under his belt last year. So that definitely helped him to mature, and he's gotten better and better. He's worked at it. He can run, he can throw. So he's getting, he can do a lot of things. I think his field sense has gotten better. I think he sees the field better, and his arm strength got stronger. So that's definitely a tribute to him in the offseason. And, I see him, he runs our offense very well. He knows it. And so it's nice to have him back, and getting games under his belt last year definitely helped him to come into this season.
And as people are listening to the game and watching it on Facebook, who are the guys in the backfield everybody should be paying attention to?
Well, we, of course, Jaden, he's one of our guys, another thing is, we think we got some, Don Guido. He's a returning starter from last year. He's back. Antonio Laurie, these guys here. He may not be played tonight, so we're 50-50 with that. We got, Carter Mason and, of course, our offensive line, our defense. Our defense has to play at a high level. Our defense is what we key on, and, they got to, do their part to get our offense moving. So, really there's multiple keys, there's multiple guys. And I think as a team, we have to play at a high level.
Are you looking at saving Antonio for next week? A little bit of an injury bug. What can you tell us now that you bring it up? I'm sure people are wondering.
Yeah, I mean, he tweaked his ankle in practice, so, he'll be a game time decision.
Last week, you have Felipe Gomez Castillo hitting a 40-yard field goal. How cool is that for a high school kid to be able to have the opportunity and make that field goal? I wish I was there to see the reaction from him and the team and even you on making that long field goal.
Yeah, it was great. It was nice to see him. He came in this year, and he's done a wonderful job for us in a sense in the kicking duties. He had to hit a 40-yard field goal. Maybe we're looking through the history book. It may be a record. And so at Rochester, so he's a weapon. Having a kicker like that. It's nice to when you get inside the 20, you can kick a field goal if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely helps. And we were happy for Felipe. I mean, he was on top of the world, and but he works at it. And then, like I said, we were really happy for him to do that. To hit a 40-yarder is, that's pretty good.
That is really, really good. You have a slogan for this team this season. Tell us that slogan and why it's important to you in the program.
Yeah, our motto is it's time, and what I mean by that isn't time like as to get over a hump. It's time to do the right things. It's we use it in a lot of variety in different situations. It's time to get fundamentally sound. It's time to run to the ball. It's time to play good defense. It's time. So we use that all the time. It's time to focus on the day, to get our fundamentals better. It's time. We can use it in a lot of ways. And I think that's what we do with our kids, and make them understand that it's time, not to make mistakes anymore, to win the fourth quarters, and so you can use that motto in a lot of different ways.
Coach Matsuk, best of luck to you this evening, and thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show. Let's go down to the field and our own Mike Azadian. Mike, so what's it look like from the New Brighton bench?
Well, the kids down here are pretty positive. They come on the field, all the people with New Brighton, fairly positive to start the game. I heard you guys talking about the different things. First of all, just so you know, I didn't know if you guys had mentioned this or not, Rochester wins the toss. They have deferred. Mm-hmm. And, one thing I did hear you and Eddie talk about is Rochester seems a little small on the line. They are, but they're very, very athletic. That's how they beat Olsh last week. And Olsh was a little tired, and Rochester just used their speed. So watch for Rochester's speed today. It's on grass, not on turf like it was last week. And, New Brighton's just, as you and Eddie both talked about, they're trying to get positives. They're trying to build these kids. There's a lot of younger kids, and hopefully anybody listening, get your kids in New Brighton out for sports because they really need all the best kids in school to help these kids out and grow that program. Again, one quick note, you guys did mention as well, Antonio Laurie tweaked his ankle in practice on Tuesday, and Coach Jean Matsuk said that, hey, look, if it was a really, really big game end of season, he might be able to play, but being an exhibition, being early in the season, he wanted to keep one of his best players on the bench just as a safety precaution.
Very good. Mike, thank you very much. We will be checking in with Mike Azadian throughout the course of the game, and especially at halftime as we talk to the coaches going in and coming out, and then the winning coach at the end of the game, and the CCBC players of the game. We'll have one player from each team that stands out that we will honor coming up at the end of the game with the CCBC Player of the Game award and interviews with each of those players. So, as Mike said, Rochester winning the toss. They decided to go ahead and defer to the second half. They are going to kick. New Brighton is set to receive. And we have, let's see here, Felipe Gomez Castillo is the one who will be kicking off. Last week, we'll be talking about this some more, and I know that you'll appreciate this, hit a 40-yard field goal going into halftime. The kid has a nice leg for high school.
In high school, a 40-yarder? That's a prom date. That's serious. That's a good kick. Good.
And the kick is off. It's a cut by the Upmen, able to pick up about 10 yards, and New Brighton takes the ball 1st and 10 from their own, it looks like, 31-yard line. It's going to be a difficult time spotting this because of the old school look to the field, the shadows that are being cast right now. It's going to be an interesting call tonight.
I'm just going to blurt out numbers. If you agree with them, great. If you don't, I would have gone with about 30. Once the sun gets down, that glare is going to go away, and we'll be fine. Just until then, call me Squint.
Okay.
All right.
Don Pasquale with the return of about 10 yards. Sophomore, 6'10", 170, plays tight end for New Brighton as well. New Brighton, in contrast to Rochester, a big throwing team. However, they are running at this time. Quick pitch over to the right-hand side, able to get maybe 1-2 yards on the carry, and that is their number 4, Nazir Humphreys. He's one that they're going to lean on a lot today.
Lean on, and honestly, if I'm undersized, if I can hold on to the ball, the longer I can maintain possession, the bigger my enthusiasm grows, because you start thinking, okay, we can play with these guys. Look, we're driving.
That's right.
Great first drive would be wonders for their attitude.
2nd and 7, inside handoff, goes up the middle, has to bounce it outside, and Rochester all over that play. Great group tackle on Nazir Humphreys, and Rochester really quick, able to get through the cracks and hold him to almost a no gain.
And number 12 got there, open field tackle. Wasn't a full tackle, but locked everything up. More come by.
And pretty impressive that Jaden Norman came from his safety position in order to make that play. And safety on defense, starting quarterback on the offensive side. All right, 3rd and a long 7, maybe an 8 for New Brighton. Shotgun position for Brian Taylor Jr. 3 wideouts out to the left. And he may have gotten a snap. Yes, he did. He was able to pull over the defense on an offside. Number 55, Jalen Stewart, jumped on that. And it's 5 yards with the call for the offsides penalty. Sean Miller making the call. So you get an easy 5 now. All of a sudden, this is a convertible down.
You don't got to go, all right, we've got to get 10 yards, 8 yards. Now you start believing we can get this now. I just saw something I don't think I've ever seen. He jumped offside, and then he turned around and pointed at the safety like the safety did. Don't drag me into your mess.
Shotgun snap. Quarterback draw up the middle. Is he trying for it, but just not able to get there once again? New Brighton able to swarm Brian Taylor and hold him to no gain. So now it's 4th and 3. It's early, and you got to wonder, considering what the prospects are for the game, do you decide to go for it here? Would you consider doing that at this early in the game?
If the last play had a chance, that was a broken play.
Okay.
I give my defense a chance to look good to motivate the offense.
Brian Taylor back in about pooch punt position, gets the ball away, and a kick toward the sideline, and it goes into Rochester territory. And we'll see where the referee ultimately marks it. Looks as though somewhere between the 40 and the 45, maybe the 42-yard line.
The 42. That's all right.
We're knotted up at zeros, 9:32 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
And it looks as though there's a penalty on the play as Rochester was lining up for a first down play. New Brighton in the neutral zone. They get a free 5 yards. Rochester plays a very old school run game. Everybody's really tight in the box, and it looks as though it's going to be a very heavy run team. However, they're going back and passing it. What a great completion that was just made by the quarterback, Jaden Norman, throwing over to the right flat, getting a completion and over into New Brighton territory.
He had 2 receivers over there. That had to be a broken defensive assignment. There were 2 blue jerseys over there. The only body, that's not a good thing. A shoestring tackle saved a touchdown because once he got it, I don't know who was supposed to be where. There were 2 blue jerseys and no white jerseys.
New Brighton was definitely playing the run on that. Once again, Rochester all in tight. Handoff up the left-hand side, over to the sideline, trying to get the edge. 3 tacklers need to bring him down. Ultimately, it was a great run by number 21, Dom Guido. We are going to be calling his name a lot tonight.
They did a good job with him. He had nothing on the left side. He kicked it out, and for a second, he looked like he had the corner. 3 white jerseys strung him out. They will take that all day. New Brighton, that's a positive play.
2nd and 5 now from the New Brighton 25, near hash marks. Rochester opening things up. 3 wide receivers, shotgun formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion now, crossing the formation. Takes a snap. Quarterback he just called his own number. I wouldn't even call it a draw. It was a direct run by the quarterback. Looks as though he's got first down yardage. However, there's a yellow marker coming in from one of the back judges.
That looked like a play called at the line of scrimmage because the man in motion was barely in motion. And as soon as the ball was snapped, that's where the quarterback ran, behind the running back doing the block, just in the middle of the right side.
And we're looking for the call from, once again, the referee, Sean Miller, and he's calling holding on Rochester, and they're going to back them up 10 yards. And it's a spot foul, so they're back not for 2nd and 15, but 2nd and 10. And Rochester now 2nd and 10, substituting some players. And Jaden Norman You got to give it to some of these quarterbacks. The coaches have them run all the way over to the sideline to get the play, to go back in and make the call. You talk about conditioning, and he plays both sides of the ball as well.
I'd be hanging out in shop class trying to wire me up a radio and see if it fit.
Rochester, tight formation. Will they go play action one more time? No, quick handoff once again over to the left-hand side. He found himself a crease, and what a great run. Amari Curry up the left-hand side. Looks as though he may have first down yardage on the play.
And they're moving the chains. He kicked it outside. The safety came over and stopped it from going all the way. But as soon as that broke to the left outside, there was space there.
What's going to be tough for New Brighton tonight is that when you're playing that tight formation and you have 2 and 3 running backs in the backfield, they play a lot of misdirection and then the play action pass off of it. So we'll see what Rochester dials up here. Once again, everybody's in tight. Quick snap, handoff over to the right-hand side. Looks as though he's trying to get the edge. He may have it. Going for the end zone. One man to beat. Knocked out of bounds. Number 8 with the play. Carter Mason, another great run, first down yardage.
Carter Mason. That was great. 3 yards. It's going to be first and goal from the 3 or the 4. You always know it gets serious when you hear the chime from Hell's Bells.
It's serious now.
Yeah, it's serious. We were just lollygagging before.
I'm getting a little nervous right now. Rochester, New Brighton, 7:07 with a running clock in the first quarter. Rochester inside the red zone clearly. They're about at the 4-yard line. First and goal. Everybody's in tight once again. 3 running backs in a T formation. Hand off to the right running back.
Good
He
job.
gets bottled up quick by New Brighton. Number 21, Dom Guido, nowhere to go up the middle.
Great job, nose to nose. Completely stopped the flow and gave time for everybody else to join in. Ended up getting pushed back, but that is, if he gets a seam there, it's done. He hit nose to nose and stood him straight up. Now do that 3 more times.
Rochester breaking huddle, coming up to the ball once again. Second and goal from the 4, far hash mark. Jaden Norman under center, takes the handoff over to Dom Guido, and Dom Guido trips over the turf. And a loss of yardage now, and New Brighton, great defensive stop on the first play, and then you trip over yourself on the second play. Next thing you know, you're looking at 3rd and goal from near the 10.
Your optimism is much greater, even though it's a goal line stand that you've got to deal with. But anything to build confidence, if it comes from the defense, great. The offense can lean on that if they can find a way to get out of this because, well, we'll see. I'm curious to see if they don't get the first down, what they'll do. If they'll try again or if we're going to trot out a kicker.
Here we go. Jaden Norman under center. 2 running backs. Toss out to the right-hand side. He has the edge. Can he get into the end zone? Referee call. Touchdown, Rochester. Great run to the right side on that toss. And the ball going to, it looks as though it was Carter Mason on the run to get the 6.
Kicked it outside and just more space than there were defenders able to get over. Did a good job getting there. If it's first and goal, or excuse me, if it's goal to go from 7, they don't get it, but they don't count it that way. You had a chance to feel good about your opportunities, and that's tough. It's early, but that's a missed opportunity for New Brighton for sure.
Rochester lining up for the point after try. Snap, hold, kick, good. And I can see why he made that 40-yarder.
He just hit
that ball just sailed.
He just hit it to the high school.
He sure did.
And you know what impressed me even more? There's an old coach said you can't have a hitch in your get-along. His approach started when the ball was snapped. So that means he trusts his long snapper and he trusts his holder. And that can make all the difference in the world. It's like a golf swing. If any part of it is a tiny bit off timing-wise, bad things are going to happen. He hit that ball better than I ever hit a ball.
Felipe Gomez Castillo making a name for himself here in Rochester with his foot, and normally in high school football that just doesn't happen. Once again, we are looking at 7-0 as a score. Rochester over New Brighton, 5:27 to go in the first quarter. Rochester lining up for the kick. New Brighton looking to be able to get the ball this time around, and you got to find those victories at this point, don't you? I mean, and one of them can be just getting a first down.
You get a couple first downs, you take some more time off the clock, you start to feel better about your chances.
Castillo with the kick.
Short
it goes
kick.
to the not a very deep kick at all. Goes to the up man, but he's running powerfully. Mike Vion is the one who had it. He will be back for kicks a lot tonight. We'll be calling his number a lot as well. Mike Vion with the return. It is now 1st and 10 for the New Brighton Lions. And I'm looking for where the ball is going to be spotted.
35 or 36. So, see, there's a positive. Their first drive started on the 30. They're going to start this, it looks like 5 yards further. And you look for positives to build on. When there aren't many, small positives can loom very large until they march the ball back.
And now they had a holding call on that return. Maybe one of the reasons why it was as good as it was. And now it is 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
First in a month.
The New Brighton Lions in what looks to be more of a shotgun formation. One ride right, one ride left. Running back beside him, but then there was an offside call that was just made by the line judge against Rochester. So
That's
you have
nice.
a holding penalty on the return, and then you get 5 of it back. Now it's 1st and 5.
That's okay. It's early in the season. It drives coaches crazy, pre-snap penalties. But early in the season, a little bit less.
New Bright with the snap, shotgun, draw. And he's all bottled up right in the middle. Nazir Humphreys once again with the call. Just not able to get much of anything. Rochester really stopping things up.
First contact was about 2 yards deep. That was a very good run that will go for no gain. But he broke about 2 tackles before he got swarmed just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And you got to love the effort.
Yes.
That's put into that.
Yeah, you look at that as a teammate and you say, all right, he's busting his tail. I'm going to bust my tail. I don't want to be embarrassed.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide, 2 right, 1 left. One running back to Brian Taylor's right side. Man in motion. Hand off to the wide receiver as he was coming around for a sweep. And he's fighting hard, too. Took a number of Rochester players to bring him down, but he picked up just 1.
He picked up 1. He ran about 15. He got stretched out to the left, then tried to cut back, then started getting whomped on. Again, it's tough to say, well, what a good run. That was a good run. He got about 1.5 yards.
Mike Vion once again on the call on that one from his wide receiver position, getting that handoff. One of the things that Curri said during my conversation with him is that he wants to get the ball to his playmakers. Brian Taylor, clearly Mike Vion, and Nazir Humphreys. We'll see what they're able to do. Handoff now up the middle on a 3rd and 3 call, and it looks as though they got maybe 1.5. They're within 1 yard here on a 4th down call. Once again, you're at the 35-yard line. Last night, Detroit went for it on 4th down. They ran a fake punt.
I know, but if you're Detroit, you live in Detroit, what hope do you have, really? Yeah, what damage are you going to do? It ended up working out. We'll see. I mean, I understand.
Well, they're in tight.
They're lining up like they're going to go for it.
It looks like they're going to have a quick handoff, and they just did. And they gave it to the running back, and he continues to fight. And it looks as though they're going to give him 1st down yardage. The referee on the near side of the field is placing his foot on the Rochester side of the 35-yard line. Are they waving them through? Yes, the referee on the other side is waving them through. And New Brighton gets their first down of the game.
And there's something to build on because there was no fancy with that play. Line up and just New Brighton on the line has been struggling to have that play called. That's guts.
Yes.
And it pays off.
Once again, shotgun formation, inside handoff. Number 24 has it, and he gets stopped immediately. Number 24, Heath Lewis, is driven to the ground by Jeremiah Haskins, who came in from his right defensive end position.
He came in. I don't know if he had backside coverage and recognized he didn't have to worry about it. Contact was made about 3 yards in the backfield on that. That's the anger of giving up that short push for a 1st down.
New Brighton. One of the things that they're doing a little bit differently than other games that we've called so far is that they take the time to huddle, kind of slow the game down, keep their control of their own pace. Once again, shotgun formation, 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Brian Taylor takes a snap, looks down the right-hand side, finds a man wide open at the 50-yard line. Number 9, Ryan Boffo. Great catch right over the middle.
Right in the seam. Perfect timing, and that's what you want. Yes, a good quarterback can throw the ball. You want a quarterback that knows what the timing is, and you want a receiver that gets the timing right. That was absolutely perfect. The safety saved a touchdown.
New Brighton now on a bit of a roll here. First and 10 once again. Now they're on the Rochester side of the ball. 49-yard line, Rochester near hash marks, 3 wide receivers. Taylor is in the shotgun formation, 2 running backs with him. Steps back, quick pass over to the right, incomplete, just a little bit over the head of Ryan Boffo on what could have been a pickup for about 3 or 4 yards.
It could have picked up 3 or 4, but it wasn't going to be more than that. It was just a flare. That was the safety valve receiver, just overthrown.
The wide receivers for New Brighton not even coming back to the huddle. They now look at the play, and 2 wide receivers that were once split wide one side to the other. And now they are all on the left-hand side, the wide side of the field. 3 wide receivers there. Taylor is in the backfield in the shotgun formation, looks over to the sideline, and the referees are calling timeout with 1:44 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take this timeout with them. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
Score 7-0 Rochester over New Brighton, but New Brighton driving late in the first quarter. 1:44 left to go in the quarter. New Brighton in a 2nd and 10 from the Rochester 49 near hash marks. Brian Taylor is in the shotgun formation, steps back to pass, sees a man over to the left-hand side, wide open. Does he have him? Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Mike Vion just sprinting down the sideline and scored a touchdown. What an absolutely great pattern, great pass by Brian Taylor Jr. to complete that ball.
The safety made one mistake, and that was a step up, and when he did, Vion had an extra gear. That was a touchdown unless something horrible happens. He was wide open. There's confidence for the offense. Okay, you feel good about this.
You've got to feel good about this. 1:30 to go in the first quarter, and they are looking to tie this thing up at 7. The kicker, Caden Pavlinch, is getting set. One of the special teams guys came in late. Here comes the snap. There's a flag. And let's see ultimately what the referees call.
I know.
Not quite sure. What, you have a thought on that?
And the coaches are calling back whoever it was that showed up late. But no, it's a timing thing.
Interesting. They just called offsides on Rochester.
Oh.
So now that you move it,
he's so happy.
Half the distance to the goal line, you have a chance to maybe take this and go up 8-7. Do you go for 2?
It's kind of sound like you're trying to split 8s at the blackjack table. It depends. No, seriously, it depends. They're kicking.
They're kicking, and it was a bad snap, and now there was a pass intercepted, and now Rochester has it. They're running it back, but you cannot run back an extra point on a pass. Fumble would have been a different story, but an intercepted pass, the ball's dead at completion.
Hindsight 2020. Yeah, I think they should have gone for the 2-pointer.
You are really good at this, Eddie. Coming back with more.
Hindsight.
Rochester 7, New Brighton 6. The best of Beaver Valley football is on Beaver County Radio.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
That's what Schneck.
And once again, Mike Vion, great reception, 49 yards for a touchdown from Brian Taylor. just sprinted up the left-hand side to score. And once again, New Brighton trailing now to Rochester 7-6. Kickoff by New Brighton up to one of the up men, able to take it up for about maybe 10 yards on the far side of the field. Rochester taking over in a 1st and 10 from what looks to be their own 39.
Yeah, that's all you need. You're not going to have everything go and be wonderful all at once. If you're New Brighton, even without the extra point, you don't, at this point, don't even care that you're down a point. You just drove. You had a big play, and like you were talking about with the coach, he knows he has to get big plays from his big play guys. That's where that touchdown came from. You feel good. Now you're screaming at the defense to build on that.
Rochester mixing things up a little bit. Shotgun formation, hand off to the receiver coming around the left-hand side, and he breaks it up over the tackle, able to pick up what looks to be about 5 yards. However, there's a flag on the field, and it looks as though maybe they're bringing this thing back. We'll see what ultimately is called. The referee, Sean Miller, meeting up with his team, including John Spencer, Brian Barney, Ryan Beagle, Javon Alexander, and Ron Shad.
Brian Taylor did a really good job fighting through a block to make that tackle, because if he can't fight through the block and make the tackle where it happened, there's at least 5 or 10 more yards. And he underneath fighting to get to it.
Illegal motion on Rochester. They had 2 penalties against them. One was an illegal motion, and they declined that at New Brighton. However, the other penalty was a personal foul penalty, 15 yards. So it drives them all the way back to their own, what looks to be their own 29-yard line. They had it 1st and 10 from their 41. So they're back to their own 29. It is 1st and 25, and you got to wonder what you dial up on a 1st and 25.
Wide sweep.
Is that what you go with?
Yeah, go for a wide sweep. You're controlling the line of scrimmage. You can get guys out, and for being bigger, Rochester, their guys look like they have some decent foot speed's a horrible term. They're quick enough to get outside and go ahead and block back. I don't try and get all 25 yards back.
Let's go down to Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike, what is happening down there? New Brighton must feel really good about themselves, down just 1 point as the quarter is about to come to an end in about a minute 20.
All kind of good things. First, number one, Giante Moore. Talked to him. Just got hit in the neck, and he'll play. Good meeting with him going forward. You can see on that pass play. Can you hear me? There.
Mike, it seems as though that you are cutting out.
I don't know why.
We're going to figure out what the technology issue is, and then we will come back to you as quickly as we can. Rochester lining things up. 1st and 25 from their own 29-yard line. Shotgun formation. Snap. Gets it. Handoff over the left-hand side. And number 8, Carter Mason. Big run over that left tackle of his in Lucas Pierce. Able to pick up a big chunk of it. It looks as though maybe as much as 17, 18 yards on the play.
That got them back into their regular play rotation. I'm going to claim that was a big sweep like I called. That was supposed to be up the middle. He just kicked it outside.
Good running backs know how to do exactly that, and he did it.
Everybody piled in the middle. He saw the space.
Rochester now 2nd down and 14 yards to go as they are playing from the near hash mark on their own 37-yard line. Everybody's in tight. Handoff over the right-hand side. Number 33, Amari Curry with the ball, but he was tackled by just the jersey, and that kid was not letting go.
Do you remember when everybody wore tearaway, breakaway jersey?
Yes.
If we're on tearaway jerseys, that's a touchdown. And whoever made that jersey, you do quality work, because he had it stretched 3 or 4 times.
That is a high-quality jersey.
That is a quality jersey, because he tried to tear it off of him.
He sure did.
He saved a touchdown because there was nobody past it.
3rd and 10 now for Rochester. They are lining up a shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and now referees are calling timeout because we're at the end of the first quarter. 7-6 Rochester over New Brighton. The best of Beaver Valley football is on Beaver County Radio.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop into any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
The Standard Bar and Grill on the river in Bridgewater is the place to enjoy summer. A great atmosphere, delicious food, and plenty of drinks are what you'll find at The Standard. The Standard in Bridgewater is boater friendly and has their own dock, DJs and live bands on Fridays and Saturday nights, an outside bar, an area to dance, and a beautiful view from their patio are just a few of the amenities at The Standard. That's The Standard Bar and Grill in Bridgewater.
Huddle.
Once again, we are back. It's Rochester hosting New Brighton 7-6 as we start the second quarter. Rochester had a 1st and 10 situation and had a personal foul penalty, drove them all the way back to a 1st and 25, able to pick up 15 of it in 2 plays, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10 from their own 41-yard line. New Brighton really playing really strong so far in this game. It's impressive. Shotgun snap, ball's on the ground. Jaden Norman is about to throw. He finds an open receiver over the right-hand side, and he is running up the sideline, and it looks as though no one is going to catch him. Touchdown, number 7. Caught the pass, Desmond Ledford, a sophomore, 5'10", 170, ran a crossing route, and was able to get the ball not even, 10 yards down the field, and then just broke it from there.
Did a really good job downfield. His other receivers blocked for him to get the touchdown, but when the quarterback dropped the ball on the ground, and you see it all the time, there's that one moment of hesitation looking at the ball. That's the step that gave him all that room. The only question was, does the quarterback see him? Is the quarterback going to get it to him? Because there was no one around, because when the quarterback dropped it, everybody kind of seized up for a sec.
Great composure by Jaden Norman to get that ball off the ground, pick it up, and then throw it for a touchdown. And now Felipe Gomez Castillo once again with a extra point attempt. It's up. It's good. 14-6. The Rams over the Lions. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
If you have big plans for this fall, like a new car or home remodeling project, but feel like it's getting a little late in the game and you're out of timeouts, it's time to call an audible, a 749 audible. This is Coach Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. 24-month personal loans are now available with approved credit from 7.49%. So get up to the line, the teller line that is, and call your own 749 audible. Stop in for details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
That's where I'm watching. If I can't get the number, I'm trying to get it off there. And we're back.
14-6, Rochester over New Brighton, and they are getting ready to kick it off. 11:47 left to go in the second quarter. Nice kick, deep kick by Castillo. Returned by one of the upmen. Looks like Nazir Humphreys has it. Up over the left-hand side, he's dragging a tackler. He got really hit hard, but he got up really quick. What a great run back by Nazir Humphreys, but there's a flag on the call. We'll see what ultimately the referees say.
If I had a nickel, I'm going to say somebody was holding somebody. And kudos to the jerseys for New Brighton. That got stretched out. There's some quality stretching going on today.
Holding.
Yeah.
Sean Miller calling holding against the Lions. They're going to back them up 10 yards. Another really good return that is negated by holding, and you have to wonder if Tony Curri is dealing with a little bit of frustration in not being able to get that good field position that they had now on 2 kickoff returns and then driving them back 10 more yards.
When you're the underdog, you have to do everything right. And you have penalties, you're giving them free chances.
The New Brighton Lions have it 1st and 10 at their own 27, 28-yard line. Fake inside handoff. Quarterback draw for Brian Taylor, and Rochester just not having anything to do with that.
No, it was a fake handoff and he's supposed to take it around the right. When he went around to the right, there were a couple of jerseys waiting for him right there. Again, in the backfield, it's real difficult to get downhill running when you can't get that first stride.
New Brighton now, 2nd and 11.
This is important.
Why is this important?
Because momentum has shifted in the direction most people thought it would. This is an opportunity to say, no, we're not going to let it go that way. We've been okay so far.
Brian Taylor, shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Throws it out to the right-hand side. Complete pass to Mike Vion, trying to make a man miss, and gets brought down around the 33-yard line. And then another flag comes down on the play, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. Does it go against New Brighton and they drive them back, or does New Brighton have the good fortune of being able to pick up what could be maybe enough yardage for a first down here on this call? Call from referee. Personal foul penalty.
You just called it. That's a first down.
Personal foul penalty against Rochester on Mike Vion as he was doing his best to be able to get away from the defensive back over there. I believe that may have been Dom Guido or Patrick Babel that was over on that side. They got the penalty. Face masking call?
That would be my guess, judging by what the tackle looked like and how the flag came down and the fact that it was 15. That's usually, I believe the term is habeas grabus.
That may be the proper legal term for that. I think you are right.
This
Taylor
right
now,
there.
shotgun formation. The run option play, hands it off up the middle, and Nazir Humphreys is able to get 1, maybe 2 yards. They're now at the 50, far hash mark,
Okay.
2nd and 8.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. You've been getting, I don't want to say dominated, but New Brighton has not been controlling the line of scrimmage. If you run the ball up the middle and you get 3 yards, that's a positive play. You take that and go, okay, we feel a little better.
And those positive plays may be able to set up a little play action a bit later on. New Brighton, 2 wide receivers to the right, tight ends on the left-hand side. Inside handoff to Nazir Humphreys. He takes it over the right-hand side, trying to find the edge, and he gets out beyond the 50-yard line, and it looks as though he's all the way down to the Rochester 45.
There you go.
Nice run by Nazir Humphreys on the call over the right side.
When you're the underdog and you've still got things to prove, every little positive, you build on it, man. You don't take it for granted. That's how you win a game. To be honest, you take the little positives and you keep building on them. This is not right now. If you went and you talked to the coach and said, if this is the situation before half, would you take it? They'd take it.
The Lions now, shotgun formation. Taylor takes a snap, fumbles the snap, bats up, and is able to get it away. Was he outside of the tackle box?
I don't see a flag.
No, I don't either. It looks as though they may be allowing that to go. It was an errant snap to the left-hand side. Taylor not able to get it, but did have the presence of mind of being able to run back what could have been 3, 4, 5 yards, pick that thing up, get outside the tackle box, and throw it away.
Get it off the ground, sling it to the coach, and he did that. No, that's what you're taught to do. Don't take the loss. And there's nobody back there to help you. If the ball snapped over your head in the shotgun position, you're all by yourself, and you're not even looking in the direction of where they're coming to get you from.
How about this? I've asked you a couple of times about going for it on 4th down. They are in formation as though they are going for it. Taylor under center, 2 running backs behind them
4 yards.
in a pro formation. 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Looks as though he was trying to maybe draw them off sides. The referees now... Wow. The referee's calling now delay of game. He was trying to get them to jump, but they didn't want to burn a timeout at the same time.
I understand you're excited and you're doing a few things really much better than expected, but I was looking, that would have been a 4th and about 3.5 or 4. Okay, you got 2 when you stood up to that line. I don't know if you were going to get that. I think you're right. They were just going to line up, and what's the worst case scenario? 5 more yards on the punt.
And they're back for the punt now. Taylor to kick. Gets it away over toward the New Brighton sideline on the far side, and it goes out of bounds. Ball out of bounds around the Rochester 34-yard line. Rochester gets it when we come back. They're leading 14-6, 8:50 to go in the second quarter on Beaver County Radio.
J. Young Refuse in Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 34 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceeds safety and service throughout the day while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. Call them today at 724-495-6199 with any questions you may have.
Rochester taking the snap. Penalty flag on the play, though. Illegal movement by Rochester. They're moving back 5 yards now. A 1st and 15 for Rochester. From the Fry Transportation update desk, some scores to give.
Aliquippa's up 7-0 over North Catholic. Neshannock over Ambridge 21-0. Beaver over Freedom 7-0. And Elwood City over Carlington 6-0. All of those early, obviously.
We will have more coming up a little bit later on. Rochester lining up in a 1st and 15, real tight formation. They fake the handoff. There's pressure coming after him. He's able to get the ball away and get a great completion back to the original line of scrimmage. The quarterback for the Rochester Rams, Jaden Norman, was getting a lot of pressure from the New Brighton Lions, but was able to throw that away, and Amari Curry able to take that for about a 5-yard gain.
Run for your life. Look for a similar jersey. Throw it. That is a huge win. That gets you back in sequence. What is it, 2nd and 9.5?
There you go.
You're fine with that after 1st and 15.
Rochester shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers, inside handoff up the middle, breaking it to the right-hand side. He is up the sideline, 35-30. Is he going to be stopped? He was just barely tripped up at the 25-yard line for New Brighton, and what a great run by number 7, Desmond Ledford, or Carter Mason.
No, Brian Taylor saved everything. Excuse me.
Okay, Brian
that
Taylor
was the
on
tackle.
Okay.
Yes. Those are the quickest feet I've seen in a long time.
But it's all coming back because of a penalty.
Of course.
Wow. That is so hard to deal with. You feel so good after a play like that, and next thing you know, it's all coming back.
He is flying. He almost deked out the guy that did trip him.
Yes.
That could have been a touchdown. Those are the quickest feet that I've seen this year. Not a big guy, but his bar, because that was not an outside run. It was supposed to be up the middle. He kicked it out and still beat the corner, and it all means nothing.
We are now looking at 2nd and 15. That beautiful run completely negated by that holding penalty.
Back to where we were.
Jaden Norman, shotgun formation, hands it off over to Carter Mason over the right-hand side, trying to get to the sideline, is able to pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play.
We're reliving the sequence we just had. It was 1st and 15. They got about 6 or 7. You felt better than the penalty with the big run. And then 1st and 15, now they just got 6 or 7. This game's easy if you just repeat everything on a loop.
3rd and 8 from the Rochester 36-yard line. Once again, Rochester winning 14-6, 7:11 to go in the second quarter. Running clock, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the left. Snap, quarterback rolls to the left, finds a wide receiver over the left-hand side, right around the numbers, complete, and a 1st down. What a great play.
You run the distance of the route. That distance was enough to be past the line. He didn't cut the route short. All he did was full speed run towards the safety, get the safety backpedaling, get to your spot, turn around. And the timing on the pass was exactly right. The ball was in the air before the route was completed.
Jaden Norman bringing them back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, shotgun formation. They really like to mix it up at Rochester from real tight formations to shotgun. They now have 3 wide receivers, and there is a timeout on the field called by New Brighton. We'll take the timeout with them. Back with more. 14-6. The Rams over the Lions. 6:36 to go in the second quarter. You're listening to Beaver County Radio.
Copico's Pizza on the corner of 3rd and 8th Street in New Brighton uses the best ingredients in Beaver County. That's Kopickos. Copico's, where you can dine in, take out, or order online. Copico's has great lunch specials on junior pizzas, burgers and fries, Italian hoagies, and fish and chicken sandwiches. Copico's makes their own dough and unique sauce from scratch daily. Get 25% off wings with any pizza order at Copicos.com. That's Copico's Pizza in New Brighton, a taste above the rest.
14-6, the Rams over the Lions, and there's 6:36 to go in the second quarter. And New Brighton really making a competitive game out of this. In fact, the two previous games that they played, they were pretty close in the first and the second quarters. It was about being able to stay with their opponent in the third and the fourth.
Something that I will watch for in the third quarter, you're talking about a 28-man roster. There ain't much take a break time with that. That's when you start to get down by teams with bigger rosters and bigger players.
Rochester now calling for the snap. Jaden Norman, there is more laundry here. The yellow flag is hitting the ground on a regular basis. Once again, illegal procedure by Rochester, driving them back 5 yards. And this must just absolutely drive Coach Matsuk crazy. You have a team that has the potential of being able to get back to the Whitfield Finals, and these kind of things, these mental mistakes before the ball's even snapped.
These can't happen. Early in the season, the coaches understand a little bit with flags. Pre-snap penalties, they stop understanding quickly.
Rochester taking the snap. Handoff over the right-hand side on a jet sweep. What a great run by number 7. Desmond Ledford, wide receiver for Rochester, as he gets all of the yardage that he needs and more to get that first down for the Rochester Rams.
Spotted 39 yards from the end zone. They're moving the chains, and again, we're getting serious. The Hell's Bells chime. This is a good opportunity for New Brighton to feel good. You stop them. You had relatively speaking, a great first half.
Yeah, that's right. You play the bend, don't break situation. Good. Rochester, though, wanting to impose their will on New Brighton. A run over the right-hand side just off of tackle. That Carter Mason making that run, picking up about 7 yards on the play, all the way down to the New Brighton, what looks to be 32-yard line.
Another time, safety comes up. Good hit, but good hit 6 or 7 yards deep. This could be a really good opportunity, but if you're Rochester, you're thinking this is where we finish them. Right before half, it is brutal to give up a score right before half.
It sure is. Rochester now not quite sure what they're doing on the field. There's a player that is running off
timeout.
Just as the play clock was coming down, they weren't sure what the package was that they wanted to play. And we'll come back. We'll find out what they figure out in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
The Rochester Rams beating the New Brighton Lions 14-6, but New Brighton, Eddie, really making a game of this. They're only down 8 points, 5:14 left to go in the second.
If they can hang out, I honestly, we talked about this earlier. If you're New Brighton and you go and you say, Coach, would you take 14-6 at halftime? Right now in a heartbeat. 21-6, giving it up right here. That could start the beginning of the end because that's tough to come back.
Rochester takes a snap, quarterback, keep it all the way up the right-hand side. Nobody able to get off tackle. Sprints for the goal line. Touchdown, Jaden Norman. What a great run and what a great blocking on that right side of the offensive line.
You had guys pulling, plus you had guys, other receivers catching up and gave him a picket fence all the way. Between the picket fence and his speed, that is a tough blow because now you're not going in one score.
Yeah, Rochester now looking to extend the lead to 21-6 with 5:09 left to go in the second quarter. Once again, Felipe Gomez Castillo setting up for the extra point attempt.
It sounds like a name for a kicker, doesn't it?
It's the perfect name for a kicker. Are you kidding me? The ball is up. Referees call it no good. So it's 20-6. The Rams over the Lions. More coming up on Beaver County Radio.
At Pittsburgh Bay's Goldberg, Persky, and White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock and Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
Mike Azadian's on the sideline. Mike, let's check in with you real quick. What's the attitude right now with Rochester up 20-6?
Well, right before this touchdown, they're upset with the penalties. There's no doubt about that. So they're not happy about it. And Coach Matsuk's pretty animated down here on the sidelines with the referees. Great guy to talk to, but boy, during the game, very animated. But they're still positive with the kids making positive plays.
Thank you very much, Mike. Great kickoff by Castillo. Difficult taking the kickoff and the reception of that by Vion. Went right through his legs. He had to go back and scramble to get back and cover it up at the 11.
And that gives all of those defenders extra time to dial in on you because all you're doing is, I got to pick the ball up. All they're doing is saying, we're going to kill you when you pick the ball up.
Yeah, what happened was, if you watch the replay, is that the up guy, instead of taking the ball, decided, I'm going to go ahead and block. Mike will come over here and catch it, and it didn't work out that way.
It's the I don't want it, you take it, oh dang.
New Brighton Lions now taking it 1st and 10 from about their 11, 12-yard line. Snap back to quarterback, gets it, scrambling, looking for somebody to throw it to, and finally just throws it out of bounds. Brian Taylor couldn't find anybody at that point.
You have a lot of faith in your quarterback to put him in a situation like that against his own end zone. You have a great deal of faith that he's at least, worst case scenario, he's not going to make it worse. That's what ended up happening.
Fortunately, was able to throw the ball away to get an incomplete pass. Now it's 2nd and 10 for New Brighton. And Rochester has to be thinking that if they can get a stop here, they may be able to score again before halftime.
We're talking about coffin nails at that point.
3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. Brian Taylor in the shotgun formation. 1 running back to his right. Fades back to pass. Pass over to the left, to the right flat. Reception complete. And it looks as though he may be very close to first down yardage. And
I think he made the first down, and I think he was about a half a step getting tripped from going all the way. He almost busted the seam on the outside. I'm looking for the spot. It's going to be close.
It is going to be very close. It looks as though they're going to say that he's a little bit short.
Oh.
Is that what they're saying at this point? Because I don't see a referee moving things through, although the one that's on the near side looks as though he's about to march something off. And you got to wonder, I didn't see it. Was there a penalty on the play? Did you see a penalty flag? Because it looks as though they're marching something off like that.
Every time I look up, I see the referee jogging in one direction or the other. I don't see all the flags, but something happened. The reception and the ball was down right at the edge of the first, and it was a big step off.
Huge step off. It's now New Brighton, 1st and 10 from the 46. Handoff, Nazir Humphreys up the middle, going nowhere really fast. It's now 2nd and 10 for New Brighton.
He fell forward to get back to the line of scrimmage. He dealt with contact from 2 different defenders before he had a step with the ball after the handoff.
Mike, did you see what the penalty was?
No, I was talking to Antonio Laurie, and his older brother, who's at Marietta. Antonio says he thinks he's ready, and he'll play next week. Not playing today was a precaution. That's who I was talking to on the sidelines. So
Okay.
I'll get back to the play. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. No, that's good information. And many people are probably wondering why it is that he has not been playing today. Antonio Lowry scoring 3 touchdowns in last weekend's win against Ulsh. Not playing tonight, and we talked about this earlier, that there was a little concern about a tweaked ankle, and so out of an abundance of caution, let him go ahead and sit this one out and bring him back for next week. And now there was another flag on the play, as I was asking Mike if he saw a flag. Eddie, what did you see?
I saw the same referee jog 5 yards back in the other direction. Past that, I got no idea. But
are they like doing something with an eye watch or something? Is that what it is? They're
maybe there's
steps in?
maybe there's a stickum issue that we can't see. But it was 10 yards to go. It's now 15.
2nd and 15 for New Brighton. Shotgun formation, pass out to the right-hand side. Completion to Mike Vion. And if he doesn't drop his knee, he may be able to pick up 5-10 more yards.
Got back to the original line of scrimmage, so that's going to put it, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, looks like.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 on the play.
I'm gun shy. Every time I look up, I'm looking for yellow on the field. All I see is that referee jogging back and forth.
You're going to see this in your sleep tonight, too.
It's the worst game of Pong ever.
3 minutes to go in the half. New Brighton looking to drive here and extend this drive in a 3rd and 10. Taylor is in the shotgun. 2 running backs, one on either side. Takes a snap. Another yellow flag hits the field, and an incomplete pass, and then another penalty on the play as well. So it looks as though we have offensive penalties and defensive penalties, and you were entertained by all of them.
The first flag almost hit the cheerleaders. Did you see where it landed? It's 15 yards out of play.
How did he get it all the way over there?
Maybe it's stuck in his hand. He couldn't get a good release or something. But I looked up. It's like, why is a flag coming? Apparently,
don't referees practice that during the week like the kids practice the plays?
You would think they do, but first thing I thought was clearly the cheerleader was offside and he was marking the spot.
So the penalties actually offsetting against New Brighton and Rochester, holding against Rochester on the defense. They decided, okay, I'll tell you what, we'll go find the flag wherever it is next to the cheerleader.
Improper pyramid.
And we'll do this. Yeah, right. Is that maybe that's what he was calling the penalty on?
Yeah,
it was on the cheerleader.
The girl on the bottom row flinched before the ball got snapped.
New Brighton.
I've never seen that.
From their 37-yard line on the far hash mark, near the far hash mark, Taylor is in the shotgun formation, and the flags come in from all over the place once again. Looks as though he was able to draw them. No, New Brighton actually moved early, and they're going back.
Well, that's how they
5
drew
more
them.
yards.
Yeah, that little flinch. That's how you draw them. I mean, meanwhile, the cheerleaders are looking around going, okay, at least it wasn't on us this time.
3rd and 15, New Brighton. Running clock, 2:19 to go in the half. They're in the shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Taylor back to pass. Wide receiver screen over the middle, and Mike Vion able to scoot and get around a couple of defenders, and he's out close to the 40-yard line. Not even close to a first down, but a very interesting play, a really good play, though.
It was a good play. First things first, Taylor was very brave because he knew he was about to get smacked, and he did get smacked. And you got back in sequence. At least it's not 3rd and 15 anymore. We have one player that looks like down on the field.
The player for Rochester, I'm hoping, and it looks as though he's just resting. Nobody seems to be all that concerned.
No, he's a nose. He's doing a Casey Hampton.
Is that what he's doing?
He's down there to root around early. Good for him.
He's just ready for the next play.
That's the position you're allowed to do that.
Really brave at this point. Looks as though New Brighton is at least in formation to go for this on what is a 4th and 6. And now Tony Curri thinking a little bit more about it, saying maybe we should call timeout and think more about this play. We'll take the timeout with him. Back with more. 20-6, the Rams over the Lions on Beaver County Radio.
At MRS Physical Therapy, they understand that you expect to receive treatment that will help you move better, feel better, and recover faster and more completely from an injury or operation. But did you know that you can make an appointment to come see MRS Physical Therapy without a doctor's referral? And they can offer same-day appointments. You can come see them whenever you want and come back as many times as you wish for 30 days. There's no need to wait until you see a primary care physician. Get treatment when you need it most at MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
1:13 to go in the half. New Brighton is in a decision-making situation. Do they go for it on 4th down from their own 40? They have to get almost to their own 47 to convert this. Do you give Rochester a really short field?
No.
Or do you just go ahead and punt this away? And it looks as though Brian Taylor, who is also their punter, is not in punt formation. He's taking a snap. He's throwing it deep. Does he have a receiver? He does. Mike Vion, what a catch at the numbers at the 30, but there's a flag on the play.
I saw the flag, and here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the play doesn't come back. I'm hoping it's defensive holding. But I don't know. That's guts.
It's holding on New Brighton. Mike Vion, he climbed the ladder on that reception. He split 2 defenders to go up there and get that ball and come down with it.
To have the guts to call that play, knowing that if you don't get the 7 yards, you're giving the team that's already up on you 20-6. You're giving them a short field with a little over a minute left.
Right.
That is huge guts to call that play, and it's even more heartbreaking to pull the play off and then get it backed up. Now we're in straight up going to kick it time.
Yes, we are. Taylor is back to kick, takes a snap, gets the ball away, doing his best to avoid kicking it to Dom Guido.
Yeah.
Dom Guido back. I'm sorry, Carter Mason is the one who's back to return the punts, and he's doing all he can to make sure that he is not able to get any kind of a return. They'd rather kick it out of bounds.
As a kicker in that situation, you're told if that guy touches it, you're in trouble. We don't care how far it goes. We'll take a 25-yard net. It takes away the opportunity to bust a big play right at the end of the half. If you're going to give up more points with a minute left, make them earn it from midfield.
Right from midfield, actually. Their own 49-yard line for Rochester. Rochester is splitting it all out wide, shotgun formation, 2 left, 2 right. And flags once again on the play.
I'm going to see yellow in my sleep tonight. We're past the early season. These things happen.
Right.
We are now at the point of counting the flags and using those to determine the number of laps or stair steps that you run.
I could see something like that happen because
there
are more penalties in this first half
Yep.
than we've seen so far this season up to this point.
Pre-snap penalties will get you running.
44-yard line for Rochester. Everybody's out wide. Snap to Jaden Norman. He's going deep down the right-hand side. Does he have a man? And it was so close to being picked off by Jaden Salata. He undercut the receiver. It was close to a pick.
If the pass is a little bit longer, but more important, if the pass is on time, it was late. He had 2 receivers open. By the time the pass got there, it did give the defender time. And, well, it was a little bit underthrown. But that route is there. When the timing gets better, that's going to work for them.
54 seconds left. The clock stopped with the incomplete pass. Matsuk now talking with Jaden Norman around the 40. Jaden Norman now running to the huddle, getting the play in. And
I do the same thing. We've got 3 more plays. We got it less than a minute.
Shotgun.
Keep slinging.
Back to pass. Looking deep over the middle. Does he have a man? He does. Just not able to complete the pass. Number 2, Patrick Babel. Just so close to that, but not able to complete it now. We're looking at a 3rd and 15.
He cut the route short and cut it across the middle. Meanwhile, the other receivers took the safeties and took the DBs deep with the deeper route. He was wide open. A little bit too much lead on it.
3rd and 15 now, once again from their own 44-yard line. They're on the far hash marks. 50 seconds left to go in the quarter. And considering how well the defense has been playing, You got to think that you're going to go ahead and go for it and just throw the ball out there.
Sling it.
Right.
And if we got a punt, okay, we'll punt. They won't have any time. Oh, wait, a flag?
No flag.
Timeout?
Isn't that something? They stopped the play, and it wasn't a flag. Timeout instead. Matsuk wants to talk about this, figure out what they want to do, and we'll come back and find out what he decides next on Beaver County Radio.
Do you know a child who struggles to read? If so, the tuition-free brick-and-mortar Provident Charter School West is here to help. The Provident Charter School West in Baden is helping children from 1st grade through 4th learn to overcome dyslexia so they can return to their hometown schools and graduate with their friends. Provident Charter School West meets the needs of children with dyslexia so they can become the inventors and educators of tomorrow. For more information, visit providentcharterschool.org.
20-6. 50 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Rochester in a 3rd and 15. Coach Matsuk just breaking the huddle, and now we get to find out what they decide to do. Do you just run the ball and run out the clock and go into half with a 14-point lead?
No.
Or do you air it out?
Not to ignore the other option, no. I air it out.
Norman takes a snap, looking for a receiver, finds one in the flat, and just not able to complete it to Carter Mason. And now it's 4th and 15 from your own 44-yard line, and New Brighton with an opportunity here with a punt return.
New Brighton made a really good play. They blitzed the guy off the left end, and that caused everything to speed up. The quarterback, instead of waiting for the long routes, he had to check down to his short route. It wasn't a good pass, but New Brighton caused that with what they ran on defense.
And the kick now, punt, calling for it, high snap, able to get away.
How did they not block it?
To having a block, fair caught at the 25-yard line by number 7, Brian Taylor for New Brighton, and now that was really close to having a block punt.
There were 3 or 4 white jerseys, and I blurted out, oh, you got to block it. When you see that much penetration that quick, especially in high school because guys aren't getting it off as quick, that ball should have been blocked. And they went for it. I like the fact that they went for a punt block there because of the situation, but if the right call is made, you still have to execute. There were 3 white jerseys that had a chance to knock that ball down. Deep chance.
Brian Taylor in the shotgun formation.
Timeout,
it looks as though
not a flag.
Timeout by Matsuk because they are looking as though they're going to throw the ball. He was thinking maybe they were going to run. Maybe we're not in the right defense. We'll find out what he decides coming up right after this on Beaver County Radio.
37.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Transportation.
39 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 20-6, the Rams over the Lions, and the defense formation, 2 men are deep. Not as deep as we thought they were going to be, Eddie, but they're deep. Taylor back to pass, out to the right-hand side, and it looks as though he's got a guy. Did he get it? No, it actually intercepted. He was intending to pass to go to Mike Vion. Mike Vion not able to handle what ended up being double coverage and an interception.
It was double coverage. All you can do is give your receiver a chance, and this situation in the game, you're going to go for it. Vion has yet to get up off the turf.
Yeah, he seems to be in some degree of discomfort as he is on the sideline, just on the field of play over on the New Brighton bench. Now it's Rochester's football. And you got to wonder with Coach Matsuk, 32 seconds, you have clearly the big play potential. You have the talent that can do this. Do you go for it, or do you take the 20-6 lead, realize all the penalties from the first half, and just kind of have like a reset and get into the locker room and have a conversation?
I don't do either. I don't go for the big play. I line up and just try and run it and leave with dominant position. they disagree. Now, they did run
Inside handoff from the quarterback, Norman, to his running back, Carter Mason, over the right-hand side, able to pick up what looks to be 2, maybe 3 yards on the play.
Good open field tackle.
And it looks as though there is a timeout on the field, an injury timeout. Matsuk is not calling timeout, but there is an injured Ram that is on the field at this point.
The running back, he got cut. I mean, good open field tackle. That's what you do. You throw your shoulder at the guy's hip. But he started to get up and sat back down.
Carter Mason is on the field. Many players that have been on the field so far this year have been dealing with cramp issues. It doesn't look as though they're looking at it from that perspective. We'll get more details, check in with Mike Azadian, as he may have more information coming up in a bit. Once again, 26, about 18 seconds left to go before halftime. Rams over the Lions on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. Well, you are right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let them do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like Taco Tuesday, Fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, to mention a few. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Planning a graduation party? Call Al's today to place your order. May your party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
(20-6). There's seconds left to go in the second quarter. In fact, 10 seconds left to go. However, there is an injury timeout on the field. Carter Mason is being tended to by the training staff. And we'll take one more timeout. We'll come back with more as we wrap things up going into halftime on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Jaden Norman back to pass, looking for an open receiver. Does he have him? No. Incomplete. Dom Guido down the right-hand side, trying to find a connection from Jaden Norman, but great coverage by New Brighton on that.
Double coverage by New Brighton. He had 3 wide left and chose to go with the single to the right. None of the defenders, D-backs, bought everybody that was there right coming off the left. Run that play again, but this time look to where your trips are because there were trips uncovered.
20-6, 9 seconds left to go in the first half. Rochester looking to get something. They have the playmakers that can get scores real quick. We'll see if they'll be able to connect. Jaden Norman inside handoff up the middle, now bouncing it out to the right-hand side. Amari Curry, nice run, able to pick up about 7, but that will take us down to 2 seconds left to go. They gave him the first down, and the clock should start again, and Coach Matsuk is content with letting it go to halftime. And we were about to see if we can get our own Mike Azadian to talk to Coach Matsuk. Mike, go ahead and take it away.
Guys, Coach, some positive things. You guys got the lead, but a lot of penalties. I know you're not happy about the penalties. So far, some things have gone your way, some things have not gone your way.
Yeah, just sloppy. A lot of penalties, dead ball penalties. We need to clean that all up. I mean, that's not what we do here. I mean, it's stalling our drives. Defensively, we're giving them free yardage on first downs. We got to clean everything up and get ready for the second half.
Did it surprise you that they came out tough on defense and they came out tough on offense, made that nice big pass play, maybe a little bit better than you thought they were?
Oh, yeah, it's a rival game. You got to play every Friday night. The teams ain't going to lay down for anybody. Brighton's going to come here. They were ready to go. And, our kids, like I said, the penalties stopped us.
What's one thing you're going to work on at halftime?
Cleaning up the penalties.
What's one thing you're happy about?
Coming off the ball, offensive line.
All right, Coach, thanks. Hey, guys, back to you. I will tell you that Coach is very animated on the sidelines. He is not happy with the refereeing. He's very animated with everything he does, with his coaches, his players, the referees. He's a great interview. He's a great guy, but he really gets into this. On the other side, Tony Curri, same way. He's back and forth with the players and the coaches. And it is a rivalry, like they say. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised New Brighton came out like they did. But New Brighton they have some talent. Not enough of it, but it was an interesting first half.
Mike Azadian, thank you very much. We'll check in with him as he talks to Tony Curri coming out of halftime, finding out what he told his players at half as the Lions are trailing the Rams 20-6. Earlier this week, I had an opportunity to sit down and talk with the athletic director of Rochester, Bradley Verico, and we will hear from him coming up in a moment from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. You're listening to Beaver Valley Football on Beaver County Radio.
The Standard Bar and Grill on the river in Bridgewater is the place to enjoy summer. A great atmosphere, delicious food, and plenty of drinks are what you'll find at The Standard. The Standard in Bridgewater is boater friendly and has their own dock. DJs and live bands on Fridays and Saturday nights, an outside bar, an area to dance, and a beautiful view from their patio are just a few of the amenities at The Standard. That's The Standard Bar and Grill in Bridgewater.
Everyone at Plasmeyer Towing in Elwood City is proud to help sponsor Beaver County Radio's broadcast of local games this football season. Plasmeyer Towing provides their customers with usable auto parts and pays top dollar for junk vehicles. They also offer low prices on towing services. Plasmeyer Towing Services, New Brighton, Elwood City, Beaver County, and Allegheny County. Plasmeyer Towing extends best wishes and safe travel to all the teams this season.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubble. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Bodyworks in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Bodyworks, 408th Street in Freedom.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry. Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
From the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth, I'm Robert Mangino along with Eddie Crow. Mike Azadian's on the sideline. It's Rochester leaving New Brighton 20-6. We'll find out more and talk more about the first half and how we got to that score coming up in a moment, and we'll check other scores throughout the Valley as well. Earlier this week, had the opportunity to sit down and speak with Bradley Verico, the athletic director at Rochester, about what this program means, what this game means tonight, and what he does in his efforts to be able to continue to push youth athletics, high school athletics, not only at the high school level, junior high school as well. My interview with Bradley Verico.
Do you see football as being like the motor that drives the wheel of athletics, if you will, in high schools and especially at Rochester?
So we talk about it. First of all, Coach Jean does a tremendous job. Glad he's on, still around, and hopefully be with us for a while. Appreciate everything he does for our program. Jean and I talk about it all the time. We just talk about, since it's the beginning of the year and most of our kids are multi-sport athletes, having success in football kind of carries it over to the next sports in the winter and spring. So you can always have a good, successful football season. It breeds winning, and then winning carries on into the other sports. So it definitely gives it a nice, vibe for the school year.
There are some school districts, mainly larger ones, that have athletes that really focus on one sport. You talked about how Rochester, a lot of these kids are playing multiple sports. What is the value that you see as athletics, as developing individual character, and helping encourage young men and women, for that matter, to play more than one sport?
I graduated from Rochester, so I've been in Rochester my whole life and played multiple sports. I just think each sports give you a different aspect of agility, different coaches that you're dealing with, just different perspectives, like you said, that I think it's great for life in general. I mean, sports, it's the old cliche that sports help out in life itself, winning and losing, and just being able to be teamwork. I mean, all those things. And I just think playing multiple sports really helps out in the process.
There are a lot of different distractions and other things that are pulling young students' attention away from athletics. How do you address the struggle in enticing these students to come out and participate in junior high and high school athletics?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's some things that, as we continue to go on in the future, that it's going to be a problem that we're going to have to try to fix and mend. Our numbers are a little low in our junior high sports as well. And the cause of that is, like you said, there's just so many other avenues that the kids are getting pulled. I just think with our success as in sports and extracurricular activities, I just think that a lot of kids still want to participate and just winning. I mean, wanting to be on a winning team and just, like you said, I just think sports are a great avenue to help. And we try to preach that to the kids. I mean, to me, you play sports, you have less time out to do other things that might get you in trouble. So I think if you're around teammates and around coaches that are great role models, we have all of our coaching staff at Rochester. I commend them all. They're great role models for our students. And I just think our students see that they see how the coaches appreciate them and how they work with them, coaching them to win a sport, but also coaching them to win at life. So I just think we have great programs that kids, hopefully our numbers will, stay consistent throughout the, future.
Speaking of those programs, when you think about football and you think about aggression that you have to be willing to have from the snap of the ball to the whistle, there are many others that say, I just don't have that natural aggressive instinct. Are there those programs so that no matter what may be your personality type, there's an athletic endeavor that you can engage in and thrive in and learn from?
I believe so. I think as a small district, I think we have a lot of sports that we offer. One that we just started last year, we started our cross country. that has really taken off, and the kids are starting to buy in and participate. We have golf. I just think we have a lot of different sports that kids feel that, it doesn't have to be football. It could be, other sports that you play that can teach you different values, and also, if you're not the aggressive type, you can use your talents for other sports.
Bradley Verico, the athletic director at Rochester, joining us at halftime. Thank you very much for your time, sir. I do appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop into any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number one in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshippford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
The score at halftime, 20-6. The Rochester Rams leading the New Brighton Lions. And to start the scoring in the first half, New Brighton was pretty much a 3-and-out. Rochester gets the ball, able to drive it down. A nice touchdown run by Carter Mason in order to score on a 3rd and 10 play from the 10. It was a 3rd and goal, and they're able to go up and get 7. He is injured. We'll get an update on him coming up at halftime as well. New Brighton then able to get the ball, come right back, score, and get it within 1 with a missed extra point attempt, and then Rochester coming back and scoring 2 more touchdowns and having their own missed extra point. But the real issue of the game, maybe the one thing that's a standout, is how many times and how many penalty flags we've seen.
Penalty flags don't always make a coach crazy. They don't always do that. However, if it's a pre-snap, that's not a physical thing. That's not you're whipping me in a block and I need to hold to protect my quarterback. That's not you're beating me on a route, so I'm going to grab you as you go by. Those things happen. Coaches don't like them, but those happen. Coaches lose their mind when the flags come out before the ball is snapped and it's on you. That was the quickest way to run Monday after practice. Pre-snap penalty, you were guaranteed you're going to run. It was just a question of how stupid was it that determined where you were going to run. If you had to run just a little bit, you ran in the Coliseum, the basketball arena, from the floor to the ceiling until they told you to stop. If you really messed up, they took you to Bryant-Denny Stadium. And you knew you were in trouble because the assistant coach in charge of watching you run would give you a ride from the practice facility to Bryant-Denny because he knew when you were done, you wouldn't make it back. He's like, we're going to make sure you're going to need a ride back. And it was only 4 or 5 blocks. Mm-hmm. But if one of the coaches says, hey, and it was always at the end of practice, you thought you were done, hey, get in the car. Oh, man, all your teammates are laughing at you. It is a negative reinforcement situation. And you learn the next time the snap is on 2. It's not 1, it's not 3. And you'd get in trouble if you didn't jump. If the snap was on 2 and you stood there, you're going to run 2 just for being dumb.
How about this? You may have.
I missed college.
For those that are watching on the Facebook or the YouTube video, some of the bands have football players that play on the band. And Travis Davis, number 63 for New Brighton, how about this? He starts on the offensive line. He's a starter on the defensive line, and he just marched with the band at halftime.
That gets you out of the talks. That's exactly what that is. You know, Coach, we're probably not going to be very good this year. I'm playing trombone too, okay? You know what? Good for that kid. You don't realize it when you're in high school. Most people don't. The experiences that are available to you that you think they don't mean nothing, they will mean something later. He recognizes that. He's going to do all he can do while he can. I remember at my high school, there were guys on the football team that were also on the band. Okay, we had a little bit more. I think my high school graduating class was just under 500 people, so they could miss the kicker while he went and played with his piccolo. It wasn't that damaging to the program.
That would be the appropriate instrument too
for a kicker.
Yes,
I appreciate you throwing that in.
Yes, because there's no way you're giving him like a drum or a bass drum or
no
French horn.
Kickers are too much like Keith Moon already. You don't want to encourage that by giving them stuff to beat on. They are their own little thing. You let them do what they do quietly over in the corner.
Rochester winning 20-6 over New Brighton. And we will have the second half kickoff coming up. We'll check in with Mike Azadian, who will be talking with Coach Tony Curri of the New Brighton Lions, coming up in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu. In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but winning is all in the game when you shop for a used car at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Because the Beaver Valley Auto Mall believes that the experience of buying a used car should be an exciting and simple process. When you're looking for a used car near the Beaver Valley area, look no further than the inventory of cars and trucks and SUVs at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Stop in today and see their incredible selection. You'll find all the help you need or click BeaverValleyCars.com. Beaver Valley Auto Mall, near the mall in Center Township.
Everyone at Plasmeyer Towing in Elwood City is proud to help sponsor Beaver County Radio's broadcast of local games this football season. Plasmeyer Towing provides their customers with usable auto parts and pays top dollar for junk vehicles. They also offer low prices on towing services. Plasmeyer Towing Services, New Brighton, Elwood City, Beaver County, and Allegheny County. Plasmeyer Towing extends best wishes and safe travel to all the teams this season.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug-Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
From the A.K. Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth, I'm Robert Mangino along with Eddie Crow. We'll check in with Mike Azadian in a moment. The Rams of Rochester leading the Lions of New Brighton 20-6. Let's check in with the Fry Transportation Update Desk. And Eddie, what's the latest on the scores?
I'm looking at Neshannock 21-6, currently over Ambridge. Beaver is beating Freedom 16-0. 12-6, Elwood City and Carlington. Southside, no problem with Burgettstown, 34-0 right now. Western Beaver over Hopewell, 27-zip. Beaver over Freedom, 23-zip. Central Valley, walking all over Hampton. It's 41-0 at this point. Aliquippa's over North Catholic, 20-0. Freeport, 31-6 against Quaker Valley. And Riverside Shenango, a close one, 19-12. Beaver, not a close one. They're leading against Freedom, 26-0. A lot of goose eggs, a lot of defensive shutouts still in play for some of these teams.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach Curri was saying during the pregame interview is that there's a lot of lopsided games in football right now.
Early on,
a lot of
especially.
haves and have-nots in football as well. We'll get to Coach Curri coming up in a moment with Mike Azadian. More scores coming up with the Falcone Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up after the game. Also after the game, we'll have the Electric Garage Doors post-game show where we will have an interview with the winning coach and the CCBC players of the game, one from Rochester and one from New Brighton. And the New Brighton one, I think, is a little on the easy side right now. Mike Veon.
I was going to ask you who would it be.
Mike Veon's my guy at this point.
I want to argue with you because it's only halftime. It's tough to argue. Anytime they needed a big play, anytime they got a big play, Veon was involved.
Now, on Rochester, it may be a little bit more difficult because they've had some playmakers make some pretty good plays. Carter Mason, who went down right before half, is one of the ones I would think would be a candidate.
I would think he would. I would also put Jaden Norman. Well, it's spreading the wealth. It's tough to find when you've got 2 or 3 or 4 options.
Yes.
Like you don't have with New Brighton, at least the first half.
Another contender would be Desmond Ledford. He's had a couple of big plays. And I don't know. I'm hoping that we can get another 40, 45-yard field goal by Felipe.
I've already got my vote earmarked.
I want him to be the guy.
Not going to give it to him just because.
Right.
But seriously, if you saw that name on the back of a University of Miami jersey or a Texas A&M jersey, that would look great at home. He's a kicker. He's not a high school kid that kicks. There is a difference. It's like, are you a guitar player or do you play guitar? He's not a kid that kicks. He is a kicker. And you can tell 2 reasons. One, how high is the ball when it crosses the line of scrimmage? Mm-hmm. More importantly, what does it sound like? There is a different sound. It's just like a golf club. If you get a good sound, more importantly, a consistent sound when you hit it,
right?
That's a good thing. If you hear a kicker that's making the same sound, that's a kid that's stood in a field and kicked a whole bunch of footballs to get to that point.
If you were in the locker room at halftime, let's say you were in the Rochester Rams locker room, you're up 20-6, but you have the penalties. What do you expect that you would have heard?
I would have heard about later in the year when we play a tougher team, those penalties won't be something we can ignore. If we're playing somebody else, and it's no disrespect to tonight's opponent, but your coach says, if we're playing so-and-so in these semifinals, we lose because of those penalties. We can get away with it now.
What about over at New Brighton?
It ain't over.
Keep on playing.
Keep on playing. You're down 14. There were a whole lot of people that said if you're down 14 at the end of the first quarter, that's pretty good. Own that. Be proud of that. Build on that.
Second half kickoff is underway. New Brighton kicking it deep, and Rochester taking it around their own 20-yard line, breaking over the middle of the field over to the right-hand side, trying to find the edge, not able to get to it. Ran out of bounds. Desmond Ledford with the return, and great defense by number 24, Heath Lewis, on the play.
That was a deep enough kick where he had to go back far enough where his blockers were so far ahead there was no man's land. The minute he got the ball, there was no blocker between him and the guys pursuing him.
Rochester now coming out 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. The ball is on the near hash marks to us. They're traveling from left to right, and they're all bunched up tight. T formation. One of the running backs now in motion over to the left. Snap, toss out to the left-hand side. One man to beat, and he wasn't able to do it, but it's great to see Carter Mason, who had that stinger earlier right before halftime, back in playing right now.
He got popped, and it looked like he could have got a hip pointer or a knee where he got hit. No problem there. And that was a saving tackle, because if that tackle doesn't happen, all of the rest of the defense has already been split.
2nd and 4. Rochester in tight. T formation once again. Norman under center. Handoff to the running back, and this time he's going nowhere. New Brighton, wonderful defense on this swarming tackle, able to stop Carter Mason for no gain, maybe a half yard.
New Brighton's coach is happy because after the play, everybody starts getting up. There were 5 New Brighton jerseys that got up that were a part of that play, and they all cheated. They all blew across the line, assuming that there wasn't going to be a reverse. It wasn't. But seeing 5 guys in on the play, your defense is focused. That's a great second half start.
Jaden Norman shotgun formation. Everybody's up wide.
Flags.
And now there's a flag on the play. And was there movement or offsides on New Brighton? It looks as though it was movement against Rochester. And apparently the conversation that Coach Matsuk had at halftime didn't sink in.
I understand. You want to fire off the ball and really start your block early. That looked like a square dance. Everybody was jumping around. It's like, all right, who moved first? Who pointed the most? The other team gets it. Oh, that drives coaches batty.
You are so close on an easy third down conversion of about 3 yards. Now you're back to about 3rd and 8. And Rochester with a direct snap. Great Jaden Norman running right up the middle of the field, able to elude some blockers and ran with power, able to get the first down and so much more, ultimately brought down in New Brighton's territory at the 46.
Just a quick snap, take off with it, trust your offensive line, the Rochester Rams offensive line. Easy 5 yards push. You get enough separation, you can pick a spot.
Rochester now in New Brighton territory. 1st and 10. 46, about the 47, right in the middle of the field. They're bunched up tight, T formation, fading back the pass, quick release, and unable to complete it. Jaden Norman just took like a 2-3 drop trying to get it to Brady Gorman, unable to make the connection.
That was a hot route over the middle, and I would bet that was something called at the line of scrimmage. That's a quick hit. You hit it when your receiver is in between. Not quite the timing there to get it right, but that didn't look like what they called. That looked like what he checked off to. It was there to work if the pass is good and the hands are good.
Jaden Norman coming in from the sideline with the play. He's in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Takes a snap inside, handoff to Carter Mason. Carter Mason just absolutely nowhere to go. New Brighton able to really bunch up in the middle and stop that play?
I think that was a broken play because the running back took a step to the right. The quarterbacks took off to the left. The running back's running off like, I don't think that's what we were supposed to do. And the right defensive end just stepped over the line and blocked any path, especially the solo path with nothing else to help you.
3rd and 10 now inside New Brighton territory at the 46-yard line. Rochester, shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers, and Norman taking a direct snap over the right-hand side. He's looking to get to the edge. Does he get to the sideline? Can he get the first down?
I don't think so.
It's really close.
It is going to be close. If you're Rochester, that play is there for you every single time because that quarterback, Norman, he's fast. He was almost running up the back of his own blockers that time. I think it's going to be short.
And it looks as though they're bringing the ball back as well because another flag is on the play. Missed that flag right on the S in the middle of the field, and they're going back not just a little bit, they're going back a good 15 yards on this for a personal foul penalty against Rochester. Just another situation to where you have great performances, and then you have somebody that's inside the play just causing it to not be counted and have to drive them back. So now it's 3rd and 25 from their own 39-yard line. Rochester fading to the left, able to complete the pass out to the flat, complete to about the 46. Jaden Norman finding his receiver, just trying to get a few yards back, but still we're coming up on a 4th down play, and it looks as though it's 4th and nearly 18 yards to go for a first down.
4th and you don't even think about it. I understand you're ahead in the game. That's all right. Now play the field position game and reset. Because of the short roster for New Brighton, they've got real good chance to get tired.
Late player coming into formation. Rochester now looking to the sidelines. They're in punt formation. It looks as though they're going to go ahead and go forward with the punt. Snaps back, a little bit high. New Brighton once again so close to blocking the punt. Not able to that time. They will ultimately down it on the near sideline around the 32-yard line.
New Brighton is going to block several kicks this year. Okay, I don't know if it's going to win them any games or not, but that's the second one where you're getting there. The hard part when it comes to a blocked kick, it's getting to the spot on time. They're getting to the spot on time. They're not getting their angles right when they get, and that's easier to fix than getting off the line and doing it. Once they get their angles right, New Brighton's going to block 2 or 3 punts this year.
The Rochester Rams leading the New Brighton Lions 20-6. 8 minutes, 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Flag.
And before we even got a play started, there's more laundry on the field.
That was from the back judge.
It's a dead ball foul. They weren't even close to snapping the ball. I think what happened was they broke the huddle with too many players. It looked as though one guy was running off to the sideline. Referees caught that. You can't have 12 men in a huddle.
It's like failing a quiz before you walk in the classroom.
That's bad.
That's not – you're counting to 12. And I understand early in the season absolutely makes coaches out of their mind. You're trying to do all – and you see it also from Rochester, that last drive. It's so hard to do well. You do well, and then you shoot yourself in the backside. It kills you.
New Brighton, shotgun, inside handoff to Nazir Smith, and he wasn't able to get much of anything, so we're looking at a 2nd and 14 from their own 29-yard line.
I'm giving him 1.5 yards, 2nd and 13.5.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to help out.
I appreciate that. I'm sure he does too.
Yeah, I'm sure he does too.
He'll take the half.
He'll
take a breather too on this one as well.
Exactly. And that's the thing and we talked about this off the air before the game. This is when guys, especially early in the year, they start to get tired. I'm tired watching.
Brian Taylor, shotgun formation, calling for the snap, gets it, low snap, back to pass, scrambles out to the right, finds a receiver. Can he get a completion? It looked unable to get the completion, and
the
number
safety,
12, Jaden Norman, thought he caught the ball.
No, he
claimed
didn't.
that he did.
There you go.
Okay,
claimed and thought are two different things.
He
right there.
didn't think he caught it. He thought he could convince others that he caught it. And it was underthrown. He had a better chance at it than the receiver. But
Yes.
yeah, that's one of those, I got it, but you're kind of sheepish. Yeah. Going back for the second plate, you do it a little lower.
Yes. So 3rd and 14, maybe 15 to go here. 3rd and 14 is what the scoreboard says. 20-6, the Rams over the Lions. Brian Taylor, shotgun formation, one man to his right-hand side, 3 to the left, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. He rolls to the right-hand side, trying to find somebody, going deep, finds a man. Is it complete? One referee is saying yes. It was complete. Mike Vion.
They're moving it down.
What a great out pattern. Able to catch that ball in Rochester territory. It is now 1st and 10. New Brighton at the Rochester 46.
He kept the route alive long enough to give his quarterback an opportunity, because that was not a 4-step drop and look. The quarterback, that was a sweep right the whole time. It's a harder pass to throw on the move, too.
And threw it beautifully on that run. Once again, Taylor, shotgun. Everybody's set. 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Sidecar to the right. Looking to the sideline for the play. Gets the snap. Quick release over to the left. And an incomplete pass. He was looking for number 9, Ryan Boffo, but just not able to complete the pass.
Pressure from inside on the line sped that up quite a bit. He didn't want to throw that pass until about 2 or 3 more steps from the receiver. He didn't have a choice because of pressure up the middle.
2nd and 10. Lions in Rams territory. Looking to drive, keep this thing alive and get close, score, and get within a score in this game. Shotgun snap, back to pass, looking for somebody, going deep down the right-hand side, finds Mike Vion, and in and out of his hands. Surprisingly, he was only on single coverage on that. It was close.
That's what the quarterback saw. He saw 1 blue jersey instead of 2. I said, we'll give it a shot. I'm thinking the defender either touched it or at least blocked the view, because you don't see a ball go through Vion's hands.
No. He is as sure-handed as they come out there. 4 wide receivers, 2 right, 2 left, shotgun, back to pass, going deep once again to Mike Vion. Can he get it? No, just not able to bring it in. And now you're looking at a 4th and 10 from the Rochester 46-yard line. And you're thinking at this point, considering how the drive seems to be stalling, maybe the right thing to do is punt the ball?
Right, maybe the right thing to do is punt the ball, but you're down 2 touchdowns and the clock's running. We're at 6:18. You might not get too many other chances to get to midfield if you don't try and do something with this.
And they're going for it. Shotgun formation once again. Looking to the sideline. Brian Taylor trying to get the play. Gets it, and Rochester jumps once again. And now it's an offside penalty on Rochester.
Don't say the name of the player, but I guarantee you he just made the list.
He's running. And what's interesting is that it isn't a lineman who's jumping. It's somebody who's coming in on a blitz.
Yeah, it's a cornerback coming up trying to either set up a blitz or at least pretend that a blitz is going to happen. And he just ran 2 yards too far.
4th and 5 now from the 41-yard line of Rochester. New Brighton, shotgun. Takes a snap. Quick look. Fakes it. Goes deep. Mike Vion catches and has it. Completed the pass. He just once again goes up and catches it at the highest point.
That's it. Yeah, and that's a skill set. People say, well, you got to have good hands. You've got to have insane body control to put yourself in a position to use your good hands. That's exactly what he did. That was a great catch. Wait, are they backing him up again?
They are backing them up again because even though he had a great catch, there was a hold on the offensive line, and so they're backing them up 10 yards. So what was a 4th and 5 is now turning into a 4th and 15.
And 15, which it was at first till it was 4th and 10, then the offside.
And now they are in true punt formation. Taylor kicking the ball away from everybody. Lands it inbounds, gets a decent bounce going back toward the Rochester end zone, and now Rochester will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 24 on the far side of the field. We'll come back with more on Beaver County Radio.
Do you know a child who struggles to read? If so, the tuition-free brick-and-mortar Provident Charter School West is here to help. The Provident Charter School West in Baden is helping children from 1st grade through 4th learn to overcome dyslexia so they can return to their hometown schools and graduate with their friends. Provident Charter School West meets the needs of children with dyslexia so they can become the inventors and educators of tomorrow. For more information, visit providentcharterschool.org.
Rochester in tight, snap of the ball, toss out to number 21, Dom Guido, and he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage. New Brighton just stringing that play out beautifully.
They strung it out beautifully and did a good job. That's an open field tackle. And if you make that, they don't go anywhere. You don't have other guys. That's an incredibly difficult thing to do, to tackle a guy in open field, whether he's quicker or slower than you.
It's still a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Rochester, 4 wide receivers, shotgun formation for Jaden Norman. He takes it, direct snap. He's running the ball back over the right-hand side. He's done this before. Big yardage for Jaden Norman all the way out to his own 45-yard line. Huge pickup, first down, Rochester.
Guido is good as a running back. Jaden Norman is the best option as a running back, and if he can throw to it, quarterback, how do you defend that? You've got to defend his arm, and you've got to defend like that. That's just almost a wildcat, direct snap, take off. By the time anybody got close to him, he had already gained 7 or 8 yards just on the quickness of the play.
Jaden Norman wanting to be the CCBC player of the game the way he's playing at this point. Everybody's in tight for Rochester. Jaden underneath center, takes a snap, tosses it out, and it's a botched toss, picked up,
and
fumbled once again, and Rochester was able to land on it all the way back to the 30. So here's what happened. Jaden Norman takes the snap, tosses it back to number 6, Mason Lucci. Mason Lucci, as he's trying to evade a tackler, he gets stripped. The ball hits the ground again, and then Rochester ultimately falling on it. It's now 2nd and 25.
Lucci, it wasn't his fumble. The second one was, but that was Thanksgiving football in your backyard with your uncles just for a second. You got a bad pitch, you get it picked up, you get it knocked loose, the guy falls on it, we all go have a turkey leg. That's it. That's as human as they've looked in a lot of the game. And there's the flag.
And
there's another flag
on top of that
for slamming the ball down in frustration.
So you're looking at an illegal procedure penalty on Rochester that's going to drive them back 5 more yards to make it 2nd and 30. And then Jaden Norman expressing his frustration that they can't stop these pre-snap penalties, then spikes the ball. He gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. On top of that, that's a dead ball foul, and it looks as though they're going to march off both penalties at this point.
So that's 20 yards. It might be a good situation for Rochester. In likelihood, you would expect them to win, but I promise you, Coach Matsuk's got a notebook full of things that they're going to work about. Everything from snap count to don't slam the ball down.
The procedure penalty was back 5. They were at the 25-yard line then, so the unsportsmanlike was a half the distance to the goal. It is now 2nd and 42 for the Rochester Rams from their own 13-yard line. Handoff over the left-hand side, able to get a couple of yards, maybe counted off as 5. A nice run by Rochester to get some yardage back. Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike, is the frustration level on the Rochester bench as high as it is here in the coaching box? Rochester up 20-6. 3:16 to go on a running clock. It is 3rd and 36 now. Ball is at their own 19-yard line. And at this point,
3rd and 36.
3rd and 36. Is there a play for that?
Yeah. You're the bottle cap. You're the piece of glass. When you hear it snap, run as far as you can until the street lights come on.
Just wait for the snap count.
Go.
There you go. Jaden back to pass. Man over the middle, incomplete. He tried to hit number 21, Dom Guido, just a little bit over his head. Good coverage by Jaden Salata out at the corner position. And now it's 4th and 36. And now New Brighton getting the ball back. It looks as though they're going to have some pretty decent field position.
They
may
be,
get it
yeah.
on the plus side of the 50.
They should be on the plus side of the 50 unless you get a boom out of it. The punt returner about 2 yards on his own side of the 50, but there's a flag.
I saw that at least the referees came in and blew the play dead. I'm not seeing a flag at this point, but apparently there is, yes.
Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution by Rochester.
If you're going to the casino, play all the games. You've got holding, you've got unsportsmanlike, you've got illegal substitution.
That's a bingo coverall, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's what the coach is going to yell every time they run by him. Bingo.
Rochester now, 4th
and a month.
41 yards. Back for the punt.
Oh.
Gets it away. Very close to a block. It lands around the 40 and then rolls right around to the 50-yard line.
You take that in a heartbeat from your punter. And again, I don't know how they're not getting that ball blocked. You're seeing 3 white jerseys go by. The punter added to it. The punter kind of double clutched it. He caught it, then stepped, then took another step. And if a guy's running at you, that gives him another 8 feet to get to you. They're going to block kicks and block punts this year. Once they get their angles figured out, they're capable of doing the physical side and the quick side to get to the spot. They're just not getting to the spot in the right angle.
2:39 to go in the third quarter. New Brighton in a situation that I think they would be surprised if somebody told them that they would be at this point.
They'd take it, I believe.
14 down to the Rams at the end of the third quarter as we're coming to a close. And Brian Taylor, shotgun formation, 3 to the right, takes a snap, handoff.
Good stick.
Nazir Humphreys, nowhere to go. Great penetration by the Rochester defense.
Hit him dead square, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's just pure whipping your guy at the line and penetration.
And anybody who's watching online on Facebook or YouTube, one of the great moves by the Rochester defensive lineman who tackled him, reached down, offered him a hand, pulled him back up.
Well, you know what they do when they do that, right? You know I mean, it looks good from up here, but you know the conversations that go on.
I got you.
They pick you up and go, I'll be back in a minute. It's exactly, or worse.
Brian Taylor, shotgun, fakes the reverse, and looking for Mike Vion down the right-hand side. Doesn't find Mike Vion, but there is an interception. Yes, Jaden Norman, the quarterback, playing free safety, and he was just waiting for that ball to come out to Mike Vion and was able to cut right in front of it and get it.
He was waiting because Vion's route got cut short. Whoever had him in coverage, they were hand fighting a little bit. That slowed down Vion's route. He's throwing to where he thinks you're going to be. If you don't get there, the safety, it's exactly that. You float over and catch it like a fly ball.
And now Rochester in great position after a very difficult, if not a drive that they can't wait to forget from the last one when they had 4th and 41. Now it's 1st and 10, far sideline, 36-yard line, and Jaden Norman shotgun, hand off to the receiver as he's coming around the right-hand side. They love this play. They run it in different ways, whether it's right from the running back, maybe it's the quarterback doing a direct snap, or they take it and hand it off to the receiver as he does a sweep, but coming over that right-hand side.
They have an advantage in speed, and that is the perfect play. Just send somebody and let them outrun to the corner. They've got an advantage on the line, but their bigger advantage is speed, and they've got more than one player. I guarantee you 2 or 3 wide receivers run that pitch and get to the corner route.
First down for Rochester. They're now at their own 48-yard line, near side of the field. They're going from left to right as you're listening. If you're watching on Facebook, you could see it for yourself. Jaden Norman faking the handoff on the sweep, keeping it up the inside, able to pick up what looks to be about a good 5 yards on the play, and they're setting up a 2nd and 10.
They're setting up. It's going to be 3 yards. This is the only time I've had a good line. It's going to be 3 yards for the first down. But that was good. That was a misdirection. They've been running that sweep right and sweep left. They faked that and then cut it back to the middle. a good solid tackle, but the good solid tackle wasn't on the field until the 5th or 6th yard.
Jaden Norman this time in the – there's an injured player on the field. Number 4, Nazir Humphreys, was sitting down. He's limping a little bit. Now the training staff is coming over to him, and they're helping him out. Looks as though it's something that could be as simple as a cramp, and hopefully they get that tended to pretty quickly. We'll come back with more. 26, the Rams over the Lions. 1:05 to play in the third quarter. Beaver County Radio.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan gas for just $344 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only $386 a month, plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
All right, do it right now.
When life begins the great outdoors, when life brings the great outdoors, indoors, you need a reliable washer and dryer with the ability to enhance cleaning and sanitize your laundry. See the experts at AK Nahas to determine the laundry pair that works best for your family, whether it's the durability of commercial cleaning like the Speed Queen and Maytag, or the capacity and power steam cleaning of GE and Whirlpool. AK Nahas has it all. Cleaning is believing. It's all at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK. And Rochester, big play up the right-hand side.
I think I saw a flag again. A sweep right, good for 15 or 18 yards. Maybe there wasn't a flag because they're moving the chains.
That's good to see a big play without a flag. I'll take that.
I'm still looking around on the ground.
You're not believing it yet, huh?
I got one eye, and I've seen more yellow today than never mind. I'm not going to get too deep into that analogy.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome for that.
1st and 10 from just outside the 25-yard line. Rochester in New Brighton territory.
This is the game.
Jaden Norman right here in shotgun formation.
This drive.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. 1 in motion. Number 7 gets it on the handoff, sweeping over to the left-hand side, has the corner. Can he get to the end zone? And it looks as though he did. Touchdown for number 7, Desmond Ledford. He's been playing a great game today, too.
Once he got the corner, and I feel like I jinxed again, really, and we talk about Brighton's held tough, and they absolutely have. But to have any chance, you can't let Rochester put another 6 up on you. Okay? You just can't do it. That's what it did. Now, if you weren't tired before playing both ways, if you're New Brighton, you're tired now.
Right. They are running that sweep either direction so well. They're just forcing New Brighton, as they're getting more tired as the game progresses, to have to run to the wide side of the field play after play. Rochester faking the conversion and able to complete the pass. The holder faking it and then throwing it to the receiver and able to complete a 2-point conversion. Now Rochester up 28-6 over New Brighton. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
At Pittsburgh Bay's Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
The Rochester Rams 28, New Brighton Lions 6, 2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Rochester just converting on a fake extra point attempt, getting the 2-point conversion.
I'm trying to understand why you would call it fake. All I can come up with is you want to put it on tape so somebody has to plan for it later.
Let them spend some time practicing.
Spend some time practicing it.
Felipe Gomez Castillo with the kickoff. kicks it deep. Rochester has it, trying to get over to the middle of the field, and it looks as though Nazir Humphreys, or no, check that, Mike Vion, just not able to find the crease that he was looking for. Picked up a few yards, but that was about it.
Somebody went the wrong way, and it was either Vion cutting it hard left or everybody else blocking up to the right. It looked like he looked up and saw space away from everything and tried to get to it, which give him credit. He's been one of the few consistent bright spots that's given him a chance.
At the end of 3, 28-6, the Rams over the Lions on Beaver County Radio.
If you have big plans for this fall, like a new car or home remodeling project, but feel like it's getting a little late in the game and you're out of timeouts, it's time to call an audible, a 749 audible. This is Coach Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. 24-month personal loans are now available with approved credit from 7.49%. So get up to the line, the teller line that is, and call your own 749 audible. Stop in for details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Players of the game now. Are you messing with me?
Mike Azadian's on the sideline as we're getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Mike?
Hey, guys, a couple injury reports. Mason Lucci, number 6. Knee started swelling. He's right here in the golf cart. They don't know what's wrong with him. Number 3, Jeremiah Haskins. He's got some hamstring issues. I couldn't find out what Mike Vion, what he was dealing with, but he seems to be okay because we never got to get to Tony Curri. I had him. You guys must not have seen me with him. But Rochester, despite the penalties, despite the mistakes, the coaching staff not happy with some of those things, still holds its lead. But New Brighton playing pretty tough and hanging in there with them. Even though they're down, this could be a lot worse for New Brighton.
Mike, thank you very much. New Brighton now 2nd and 7. From their own 28, maybe 29-yard line. Handoff over the right-hand side, picking up 2, maybe 3 on the play. Brian Taylor leading his team under center, man in motion. Handoff to Nazir Humphreys, and a flag being launched by the line judge.
Okay. At this point, you're thinking they're just getting in shape for the regular season. I haven't kept track of the flags. If you had to guess, you'd put it at 15, maybe 20.
Oh, I think you're closer to 20.
Yeah.
I think you are closer to 20. Yeah. New Brighton 5-yard penalty. It's now back to a 2nd and 12 for New Brighton as they are doing their best to be able to keep this a game, try to pick up a score, and first of all, just build up a drive for them. Brian Taylor, shotgun, and illegal movement by New Brighton, not only the running back, but they also had their wide receiver, Heath Lewis, and Nazir Humphreys both jumped on that play.
See, you feel okay about that because you can say, well, yeah, but he jumped too, so, it wasn't all me. Not saying that I've had that conversation with coaches before, but you look for benefits. The long snapper was hung over, Coach. It wasn't my fault.
Brian Taylor bringing them to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, near hash mark. Takes a snap, looking for somebody. Wide receiver screen to Mike Vion, but Rochester read it well.
Vion was not the first option. You're looking at trying to get yards. Fourth quarter, and you're down 3 scores. Vion was the check down. And that tells you more about being when he is the safety valve. Mm-hmm. They know how important he is. He's Mr. Dependable. He got them the 4 or 5 yards, but he was not the first option. They were looking deeper.
Yeah, Ryan Boffo was down the right sideline and just not able to see him. Great coverage as well in the secondary by Rochester. New Brighton now bringing the ball up to the line of scrimmage. Brian Taylor, shotgun formation, looking over the defense. And 3 wide receivers to the left. Running back to Brian Taylor's left-hand side, looking over to the sideline for a play. And another. Is it a timeout?
The quarterback was trying to check off. He tried to check off at least twice on the play. And he's trying to yell. Then and checking off once the clock speeds up in your head. Checking off twice.
Yes.
That's when you just say, heck with it. Do we got a timeout?
3rd and 21 for New Brighton.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be 3rd and 46.
There was a 4th and 41.
4th and 40. Yeah,
That's
41.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Taylor scrambling, looking for some place to go, just launching the ball toward the sideline, just hoping to just live for another down. But it's now 4th down, 4th and 21 for New Brighton, deep in their own territory.
If he doesn't throw it away, it's not 4th and 21. It's 4th and about 28. I mean, he did the right thing, and he was under immense pressure. Did a good job just for the incomplete pass. They're going to punt.
New Brighton lining up for the punt. Everybody on the special teams making it onto the field.
And there's a flag.
And there's a flag.
I was just about to say, when you see somebody get on the field late, all the timing gets messed up. Illegal substitution.
Yeah. And what was interesting about that play is that the player ran into the middle of the field and then ran toward his own teammates 15 yards. Like he ran onto the field and then made a hard right about 15 yards and tried to
he wasn't convinced he was the problem until the last 15 yards.
Then he realized that.
And then you're like, oh, it is me.
And then here's another penalty on the play. And it looks to be a procedure penalty on New Brighton. They're walking backwards. Yes, illegal motion once again.
You've got a better line. Where is the line of scrimmage at this point? I'm seeing it real close to an orange cone.
Yes. Well, I think that we're on the 4, maybe the 5-yard line. The scoreboard says that it's 4th and 31 from their own 5-yard line. Snap back to Taylor. He kicks it away and it gets it out to maybe the 25. So what he was able to do, it was a 4th and 31.
Yeah.
It looks as though the punt got it back to the original line of scrimmage from where they had the ball to start their first drive.
As far as the penalties go, I'm counting that as a win. I'm absolutely counting that,
as
a win. Just to change the field. That, if you're New Brighton, any hope that you had, it was in that drive. Not only did it not work out, you went backwards as quickly as some of the drives you've gone forward. That's a win.
The Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up at the end of this game. Rochester now looking to put this game away. Everybody's in tight. Run over to the right-hand side. They've been running this play a lot. Number 21 taking it up to the right-hand side. He's in the end zone.
Right.
Dom Guido once again with the sweep over to the right.
Untouched.
Able to get the edge.
He's quick enough to get the edge. He's also got a line that's quick enough to pull, get out, and then set up the picket fence. He wasn't touched. Once he got to the second level, there was nobody near him. Speed, the old saying, speed kills.
34-6 now, the Rochester Rams over the New Brighton Lions. And what's going to be disappointing is that when people look at the newspaper or they hear the score later,
they're going to say, oh, that's what we thought would happen.
Right, but this has been a very competitive game up until about 5 minutes or so.
Until guys start to get worn down.
And the Rochester Rams able to kick it up and good for the extra point. Felipe Gomez Castillo once again driving it home. Great place kicker for the Rochester Rams. Once again, it's 35-6, 8:47 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll come back with more on Beaver County Radio.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
And we're back, 35-6, 8:47 to go in the game, and Rochester kicking it off to New Brighton. New Brighton taking the ball. Vion over to the left-hand side looking for some blockers. Can't find them, backpedaling a little bit, and Rochester all over it now. And the New Brighton Lions get the ball 1st and 10, and it looks as though it's going to be from their own 19, maybe 18, 19-yard line.
When you were a kid, did you play a game called Kill the Guy with the Ball? where they'd throw the ball up in the air and one neighborhood kid would catch it and the other 15 would chase them through the neighborhood. That's what that return was. Vion caught it and looked up, and it's like the entire world in dark jerseys is coming at me. That was an outstanding run to lose, 3 yards?
Yes.
God bless him.
Mike Vion putting on a great performance tonight for the New Brighton Lions. New Brighton running a play, toss sweep from Brian Taylor out to Nazir Humphreys, but another flag is called.
That's just what I'm going to do the rest of the broadcast. Every time you try and say anything, flag.
It came from the field judge, it looks.
They blew it dead.
Yes, illegal substitution this time from Rochester. And so the good news for New Brighton, though, is the ball's going in the direction that they wanted to.
Hey, if a flag gets me 5 yards, all right, I'll take it.
I will, too.
Any port in a storm, but I didn't know it was that difficult to substitute.
1st and 5 for New Brighton. 8:31 to go in the fourth quarter. And now Brian Taylor, he's in shotgun. The Lions, 3 wide receivers wide. And the Rochester Rams jumped. Did they jump or were they drawn off? Looks as though the linesman is saying that they jumped.
It looked like he jumped on a hard count.
Yes. And now you get first down yardage now just off of penalties, back to back.
Get a first down, not even have to get hit.
That's right.
And that's good for New Brighton, for Rochester. That gives the coaches stuff to yell about in spite of the potential or probable win. And motion, and there's a flag. I don't know what the record is. I'm looking it up when I get home.
Maybe Curtis. He doesn't seem like as though he's doing much over here.
Yeah. Curtis is pressing buttons and flipping switches with both hands and both feet. Curtis, can you get us a sandwich?
Yeah. If you can find out the rule, I appreciate that.
There's got to be a record. We've got to be over 20 flags.
1st and 15, New Brighton. Snap, looks as though it's going to count. Toss sweep to the right-hand side. Nazir Humphreys fumbles the ball. Does Rochester have it? There's a battle for it at the bottom of the pile. Rochester says they have it. What do the referees say? Referees say Rochester has it too. 1st and 10 from the 31 for Rochester, and they're on the move again.
At least it wasn't a penalty.
That's one way of looking at it.
I always look on the bright side of life. That's when you get into this point.
You almost wish there was a penalty if you were New Brighton on that
at that point, yeah. Hey, ref, I jumped. Yeah, my bad.
How did you miss that, ref?
Here's what happens. You're down. It's late. You're tired. You're trying to do everything you can. That little bit of extra effort, that stretch, you're not protecting the ball as well. And you're tired. You're not being as strong with it. You see that a lot. A guy will try and make 1 extra yard out of something, and that's when the ball gets knocked loose.
8:21 in the fourth. Rochester with the ball going from right to left near hash mark. Everybody's in tight. Snap, handoff over the right-hand side. Just off tackle. Able to pick up about 5 yards on the play. Jaden Norman handing it off to number 24, Jason Clinton on the play.
I think we just saw the template of what we're going to see the rest of the time. You're going to hand off. You've got a short field for Rochester.
Yes.
At this point, throwing it, there's no point. You've got a stronger offensive line than they have a defensive line. You've won the line of scrimmage the entire game. That's what you do. You line up and you keep going. There's no reason to still be hucking the ball. I know there's still almost 8 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
New Brighton's giving you no threat. Blitz from back.
Hand off to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And a pickup of about 3 yards on the play. At number 2, Patrick Babel is now in at quarterback for Jaden Norman. It looks as though Coach Matsuk is ready to give some guys some playing opportunities, give them some real reps. He may need it during the course of the year.
You want to have as many guys comfortable playing as you can, and if the situation gives you the opportunity, especially like I just said, I'd be very surprised if they're going to try and throw the ball. That was a good read by the running back because there was a safety blitz up the middle. He recognized that and kicked it outside.
Patrick Babel up under center. Everybody's in tight. T formation. Hand off to number 24 over the right tackle. Cuts it back up inside. Able to get first down yardage. Number 24, Jason Clinton Jr., a 6-foot freshman.
Ooh.
running that ball strong up the middle of the play.
Very veteran thinking from Coach Matsuk. All the guys that at this point, anybody that's got a helmet, I want them to get time. I want them to get time because I don't want their first opportunity to be in something that's going to be way more stressful. You're up 35-6. Now's a good time to see what young guys got.
The Bad Bulls up tight, hands it off to number 5, trying to find the corner, and the New Brighton Lions able to chase that down. Tyler Miller with the carry, just not able to get the edge.
No, he had the outside for a second. That's one thing you can say, and if you're Coach Curri, that's what you're looking at now. You're not going to win this game. I want to see what players are still playing this game. I want to see what players take it personal that they're getting beat right now and they're still competing, because those are the guys that other players will look at and go, all right, man, we're getting beat, but he's still trying to whip somebody. I'm in. That's how teams get better.
Rochester, everybody in tight. Handoff. Number 24 over the right tackle position once again, cutting it upfield, reaching for the end zone.
Yeah.
Referee says touchdown, number 24, Jason Clinton Jr., another freshman, 6', 170, showing what he can do on the football field.
You can't even be mad about that if you're New Brighton. They're just lining up now. And I don't think people really understand, if you've got a short roster, like a really short roster like New Brighton does, it's so hard to stay. You can play a heck of a game for about 3 quarters, but fourth quarter you're playing against new guys that haven't played, and you're playing both sides. They might play 15 or 20 plays. You might have already played 45 or 50, and it just wears you down. Demonstrate effort, continued effort,
yes,
and that will be a positive if you're New Brighton.
It looks as though, as I'm counting players at this point, the 11 on the field, and they have 11 more that are on the bench. You just can't expect that level of stamina.
No, you can't do
from
it.
high school kids.
Yeah, well, you can't expect that level of stamina, because if you and I are playing and you're whipping me, they'll take me out. If you've got to play the next guy, he's fresh. He might not be as good because he's the second guy, but he is fresher. The next guy after that, fresher. And that's what you get when you've got 22 players.
Right.
I'm not playing against one guy. I'm playing against one guy and then another guy and then a third guy. If the score goes up, I might be playing against real freshmen.
It looks as though we have a player on the field dealing with the cramp issue. 41-6, the Rams over the Lions. 5:30 to go in the game. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Extra point is good. Score now 42-6. The Rochester Rams over the New Brighton Lions. We'll come back with more. The next kickoff coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
At Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
Rochester kicks it, squibbly kick. Mike Vion picks it up off the bounce. Looking to take it over to the left-hand side, trying to find some running room, just not able to. Another flag is on the play. We'll find out what the referees ultimately call on this. It looks as though the penalty up around the 20-yard line.
Is it weird that at this point I'm rooting for flags just to try and break the record?
No, but I understand.
You understand?
Yeah, it is a little weird, but I do understand what the point is.
Can we make one of the CCBC players of the game, whoever put together this week's collection of yellow?
Personal foul against New Brighton. Half the distance to the goal. Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike?
Hey, guys, I talked to the official statistician for Rochester. Doing my job down here. 17 penalties on New Brighton, 16 on Rochester, right? And the guy said he's been doing this for 33 years. He's never seen this many penalties in a game. You guys know this game is a mess as far as penalties and undisciplined right now.
33 penalties, and the game's not over yet. Handoff up the middle.
Good run.
It's a very good run.
Maybe 3 yards, but he had to break 3 tackles to get the 3 yards. You'll
Taylor
take the
to
effort.
Humphreys. And a real nice game. Pickup of about 7 on the play.
33? Is that what Mike said?
33 penalties.
33 penalties.
33.
It's a whole lot of running coming up.
Everybody's running.
Everybody's running. If you got to ask who's running, you're running.
You got to wonder at what point does the head coach make the other coaches run? Because apparently you've not been communicating to the kids that you got to not.
Yeah, that happens in a different way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a run and go get me your wallet. That's that parking pass. I'm not talking about high school. I'm talking about college.
Okay.
Yeah, you're an assistant coach here. How would you like to go back to community college?
Timeout on the field, 42-6. The Rams over the Lions. You're listening to Beaver County Radio.
Are you a believer?
I'm absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got it. You got it.
It's Ram Power Days. Get a new Ram truck starting at $36,998 or a Jeep Wrangler for $489 a month. And new Jeep Cherokees are $5,000 off. Plus, get guaranteed credit approval.
Stop in and become a Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
All right. Let's get
42-6, 4:27, and a running clock to go in the game. Brian Taylor takes the snap from center, takes the ball over the left-hand side, looking to shed a blocker, but a tackler just can't do it. Able to pick up 1, maybe 2 on the play. Depends on where the referee spots the ball. It looks as though it may be just short of the first down marker. It is a 3rd and very short. The ball is on the 15-16 yard line for New Brighton. Far side of the field. They're on their own side of the 50 at this point. But it looks to be about as close as you can get to a first down and not get the first down in a high school.
Now you're looking for small wins.
That's it.
This is a first down. Get it.
And here comes a flag. We're now at 34 penalties on the day. 34 penalties, and now New Brighton is being backed up. What they had, that was a 3rd and 1, maybe less than 1, is now backed up to a 3rd and 6. What looked to be a very nice opportunity to win the down.
Win the down. Win one. Win the line of scrimmage one time. Be successful once. Get the first down, then we get 4 more downs. And you 34 flags. I've never
36.
seen that. I was the worst PlayStation player in history. I didn't even get 34 flags.
Brian Taylor, shotgun, rolling to the right, looking for somebody. No, he wants to run the ball. He's looking for an edge, a blocker from his wide receiver. Can he get to it? It looks as though he may have been able to pick up first down yardage. The far judge is giving him the marker spot. The referee is saying that, yes, it is a first down. Great run by Brian Taylor.
Well-earned first down because they had him hemmed up and he drug a couple people. Then he got just barrel rolled, but he had made it just enough to get the first down. That's a win. If you're New Brighton, that's a win. Guys still competing, guys dragging people. It doesn't matter the score. There wasn't a flag. That's a win.
2:25 and a running clock in the fourth quarter because the score is 42-6. New Brighton coming to the football in the line of scrimmage. Brian Taylor, shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the right, no one to the left, just a tight end there.
handoff to Nazir Humphreys. He gets met in the backfield, spins out of it, and then a whole host of Rochester Rams piling all over him.
I'm taking that in a heartbeat if I'm New Brighton. And now we have a fight, a disagreement, a bit of a tussle. He did a great job. It took 6 or 7 to bring him down. Running hard at this point, absolutely take it.
What a statement about the young man's character.
Yeah.
To run as hard as he's running in a mercy rule game, running clock, and he's still doing all he can to fight for every yard that's available to him.
I didn't get the number on the replay, but there might be somebody from New Brighton that might have a bad time because he goes in after the play's over, smacks one, then, not a punch, hits one guy, then hits another guy. And he might be the player that they're walking off the field.
The officials are talking, and Mike Azadian is standing right in front of the flags. Mike, what did you see? You were right there.
Tell you what, man, Eddie said it, fighting for every single yard. And everybody kind of gang tackles and a lot of talking. And we're down here being peacekeepers. I never thought the sideline gig would be playing a peacekeeper down here amongst the coaches. But, players, it's a rivalry game. You don't like losing this much. As you guys said, they're fighting for every yard. They're fighting and working hard. As Tony Curri's got them working hard. And these young Rochester kids, they're trying to prove themselves to Coach Matsuk as like, hey, I should be playing more. Thus, you get pushing and shoving as they come up and a lot of words. And it just happens that way sometimes. It's a rivalry. These kids know each other, and they're not happy they're losing. That's basically what it came down to.
And we just got the official word from the referee, Sean Miller, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties going both ways. So we replay the down. We're back to 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for the New Brighton Lions. It's one of those ones to where you like to see the spirit and the energy, but it needs to happen from snap to whistle.
It needs to happen until the play's over. If it happens after the play's over, all the energy of the play was just thrown away because of a dumb decision.
Brian Taylor takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. Great run, and now a fumble. It was a wonderful run, but then a fumble by New Brighton, recovered by Rochester, and now Rochester, number 80 for Rochester, number 80 for Rochester, Wyatt Antitomas was able to get the recovery, and it looks as though Nazir Humphreys was the one that fumbled the ball on that play.
You've got a little, not full-blown extracurricular. I used to call it chicken fighting. After that fumble happened, 30 yards away, you've got a defensive back and a receiver still going at it. This may be a real good time to take people aside and say, hey, don't do anything stupid. Show composure. Show maturity. Those are the things coaches learn and want to know as well. Can I trust this guy in a difficult situation? Personal foul, New Brighton.
Yes. I think it goes right back to that pushing and shoving that you were talking about between the wide receiver and the cornerback, because the flag was nowhere near where the play ultimately was. Now it's the Rochester Rams having the ball inside the red zone. They're at the New Brighton 12, 1st and 10, 1 minute, 33 seconds left to go in the game. And you want to run real plays because you want these kids that are coming in, these second teamers, to have real, genuine reps.
No.
But what was decided by Coach Matsuk was, let's just take a knee and get this game over with.
We're up. It's a running clock. There's a minute and a half left. Don't give anybody an opportunity to get lit up or get wound up and do something stupid. Take the knee, stand up, take the knee again, stand up, get out.
Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up after postgame. The postgame show, the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, will begin right as this game ends. And once again, number 2, Patrick Babel taking a knee and getting this clock to run itself out. He's going to have to do that at least one more time. We are now at 37 seconds left to go in the game, so one more knee should do it, and we're expecting that knee just about at any moment at this point.
You're not rooting for a delay of game for one more flag? We're building a record here.
If you're going to make a record, make it one that cannot be surpassed.
That's exactly right.
And one final knee, and there's the game. Rochester wins 42-6 in a game that is best described as one that was penalty-filled, and that's going to be the most memorable part of this game, which is kind of disappointing considering there were a lot of great plays that were made tonight.
There were a lot of great plays, and there were several options to talk about who are the CCBC players of the game, but you never got into the flow of the game. It was in fits and starts. Rochester, what you said earlier, Mangino, is exactly right. The people that weren't here tonight, they're going to see that score and they go, well, that's what I expected. That game that we just watched was not a 42-6 game. I understand it ended up like that. Neither team had any ability to get a rhythm. Pee-wee football where everybody, cries and falls down. I've never seen that many penalty flags in one high school game in my life. We could be flirting with a national record.
Do you think a national record?
35?
I don't know that I've ever been associated with a national record before. I mean, granted, I wasn't the one causing the penalties, but I was a part of the game.
You called.
You take the record any way you can get it.
It was an historic game.
Yes. So we're looking at CCBC players of the game. I think on the New Brighton side, it's an easier one with Mike Vion and what he was able to do tonight. Just the fact that he was their go-to guy all night long, and he rose to the occasion consistently.
Every time they had to have something, he was their option. And even when they were down, when it did get late and it got a little bit dicey, he was still their option. And if you're a coach, you can get your brains beat in, but you learn by watching how guys react to that. If you had 11 Vions on that team, it would have been a different game. He was outstanding in the face of overwhelming odds and great adversity and a laundry basket full of flags.
Coming up, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. That is just moments away. We're into the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. We'll announce the CCBC players of the game coming up. We'll get to Mike Azadian and his interview with the winning coach, Jean Matsuk. We'll also talk to the players of the game. One we know for sure, Mike Vion from New Brighton. We have to decide about who it's going to be from the Rochester Rams side. We'll get to those interviews and more coming up in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden, Marilaquippa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $344 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only $386 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
42-6, the Rochester Rams topping the New Brighton Lions. We are now into the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. Mike Azadian on the sidelines, actually on the field, making his way to speak to Mike Vion for the New Brighton Lions, who was their absolute go-to when it comes to offense, special teams, and defense as well. Mike, take it away.
All right. Hey, guys. How you doing? I'm down here with Mike Vion. I just told him I knew his father. Worked with him for years, so we won't discuss him. But, hey, big touchdown, and you guys hanging in there with this team early. And, you look at your roster, you got some talented guys, you just don't have enough guys. It seems like you guys fight hard, work hard, but it's mistakes and things that cost you. But still, a lot of positives in this game for you guys as well.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't go how we wanted it to go, but
we all played hard. We all put our hearts out there, and we played the hardest we could, But sometimes it just won't go your way, you know what I'm saying?
So what is it about trying to get more kids? I know there's got to be more kids that can play football at this school, more guys like you that are sitting at home listening, and how come they're not coming out? Because you guys fight so hard. It would be nice to see double the amount of kids, because I know there are some guys that will play ball here for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They should come out to play because we'd have a lot more talent, a lot more depth, a lot more everything if they just came out and played. But I can't really influence their decisions unless I really go out there and try.
I'm on the sidelines with you guys, and I see your coaches. You guys are fighting hard. You're working hard. You're playing hard. You should be proud of yourself for how hard you guys play.
Yeah, thank you, man. Like I said, it didn't go how we wanted it to, but there's always positives in these things,
You're the CCBC player of the game, the big touchdown. I saw it coming down. It was a matter of you catching it or not. You're a speed burner. You had the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I just gave him a little move and just ran, used my speed at the end. That's all I really did.
Hey, listen, good luck the rest of the year. Mike V on CCBC player of the game.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you. Take care.
Mike Azadian, thank you very much. He will be speaking with Coach Matsuk coming up in a moment. And Mike Vigon, he really was absolutely stellar tonight. Both sides of the ball, and that touchdown pass he caught and ran away from the defense.
I don't want to diminish anybody else because they all busted their tails. But anytime we felt like New Brighton has a chance, he was involved in the play. He was absolutely the linchpin. If it was going to go better, it was going to go better because of Vion.
CCBC player of the game for the Rochester Rams is Jaden Norman, the quarterback, and the free safety for Rochester. Mike Azadian has him on the field.
Jaden, one rushing touchdown, one passing touchdown. You guys used your team speed against them, and that was probably the top thing of the game here tonight.
Yeah, really it's a tribute to the line because they keep pushing them back, they keep creating holes, and with the Jets and the other running backs making their moves, it's creating a lane for me. It's making me a threat.
So you guys, it's a rivalry game. A little bit of talking. They're playing hard at the end. Some pushing, some shoving. Those things are going to happen when you're playing a rivalry school.
Yeah, it's just a rivalry game. They don't like us. We don't like them. But, we just got to start keeping our composure and no dumb flags, even from me.
Okay, 2 games in, some things to work on. I know your coach is probably not thrilled with all the penalties, a lot of pre-snap stuff, a lot of things like that. So there is some work to do for you guys. So, yeah, you win, but that's a positive, but you got to think about some things you're going to work on.
Yeah, like Coach said was over there in the huddle, today the line went down, but I know this week of practice it got to go up for section play.
All right, looking forward to the rest of the season. You're 2-0. What are you and your teammates going to be talking about starting tomorrow at practice? What's the main theme?
Hey, just getting better every day.
CCBC player of the game. Great job, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to head to the coach. And, Coach, I got to say, when I talk to you, when we talk, you're a great interview. You're a great guy. But, man, you animated on the sidelines. You're fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes my coaches keep telling me you got to calm down a little bit. So, I'm just that's that competitive that comes out of me sometimes. I got to get more relaxed, man. I got too much stress.
But you know what? Up in the booth they're saying 35. I've got 37 combined penalties between teams. They had 20. You had 17. For a while there, I know you were frustrated. Fans are frustrated. It was both sides. And it wasn't pushing and shoving. It was just dumb mistakes.
A lot of mental mistakes. You have 17 penalties. Geez, that's going to – that's tough to overcome, and our kids overcame it. I got to give them a little bit of credit. We took over in the second half like we were supposed to. It was 20-6 there, and we're punting back on our own 10-yard line. That game could have changed real quick. So I give New Brighton a lot of credit. You know what? They battled. They were in the game. They got a lot to build on from this game. And they never quit, and that's a tribute to them. And but we got to clean a lot of things up. We got some kids banged up. We got to get better with and heal up and get the train rolling a little bit smoother.
But, good things, too. Your team speed to the outside, a lot of good things. You guys recovered some fumbles. You guys played well. You have to be happy with your skill players.
Yeah, I was. I thought Desmond Levert stepped up today. I thought, of course, our quarterback, Jaden, took over in the second half. Tony Curri did a great job blocking. Our offensive line they came off the ball. And they were doing it all night. The problem was they were just getting stopped by penalties. And we kept getting set back. And so... But like I said, I think overall it was a win. You win, it's a good win. It's an exhibition game.
Exactly. And then, defensively, I thought in the second half you guys stepped up. You cleaned up some things because they're Game in the first half got you a couple of times, but you kind of were attuned to what they were doing in the second half.
You know what? They were throwing a number 5. He's a good
Buy
athlete.
from the AK Mayhouse Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth
in the secondary to try to overcome that. We did that, and once our defense settled in, I mean, I thought our defense played well all game. I mean, really. I mean, they gave us 6 points, and they gave up 2 pass plays. So, other than that, I just think we got a lot of cleaning up to do.
Coach, always enjoyed talking to you. Good luck the rest of the year. I'm sure we'll see you again.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right, head coach for Rochester, Jean Matsuk, and down from the field here. Like I said, rivalry game. Both teams played tough. New Brighton, you feel bad for the kids, but the kids that are there, they're working hard, they're playing hard, and Tony Curri's doing the right thing with these kids.
Thank you very much, Mike. Do appreciate it. Great job on the sideline once again. We'll come back with the final thoughts about this game. Rochester winning 42-6 over New Brighton. More in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $344 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only $386 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
the billboard.
The Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues. Coming up in just a moment, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. Want to remind you, when life brings the great outdoors indoors, you need a reliable washer and dryer with the ability to enhance cleaning and sanitize your laundry. See the experts at AK Nahas to determine the laundry pair that works best for your family. Whether it's the durability of commercial cleaning like Speed Queen, Maytag, or the capacity and power steam cleaning of GE and Whirlpool, AK Nahas has it all. Cleaning is believing. See it all at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK. Let's check in with the the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Here's Eddie Crow.
Here's your updates. I got Mars 39-7 over Blackhawk. I got Southside over Burgettstown 41-7. Central Valley beat Hampton 55-0. Neshannock-Ambridge. Well, no, I've got a final, I think, on Neshannock-Ambridge. 35-6. Excuse me. It ended up being 41-12. No, yeah, 42-12. They had almost as many points as we had flags. Burgettstown lost to Southside. That's a final, 41-7. Aliquippa 27-7 over North Catholic. Hampton and Central Valley final. Central Valley 55-0 over Hampton. Whole lot of goose eggs up there. Western Beaver beat Hopewell, or the last score we got was 41-0. Western Beaver over Hopewell. Beaver beat Freedom. This is a final, 42-0. Aliquippa, as I said, 27-0 over North Catholic. And the Beaver, well, that's previous. 42-0 the finals there.
Wow.
A whole lot of goose eggs and a whole lot of things to work on.
Yeah, more scores around the Beaver Valley coming up with the Fry Transportation, the Falcone Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. That was the Fry Transportation Update Desk. One quick comment about the CCBC players of the game. Jaden Norman, absolutely fantastic, ran for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown. On the Rochester side, Mike Vion, big touchdown reception, their only scorer of the game, played great on offense and played great on defense too, and special teams.
He's going to sleep real well because he was their number 1, number 2, and number 3 option for tonight. They're going to have to, before the season's over, they're going to need to branch out on having more than one option, but he was their one option tonight.
Yeah. For Mike Azadian on the sideline, Eddie Crow here with me in the booth, the incomparable Curtis Walsh. I'm Robert Mangino. You've been listening to the best of Beaver Valley football on Beaver County Radio.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Hi, this is Bob Berickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Thank you for listening to coverage of 2023 high school football here on Beaver County Radio. Coverage of tonight's broadcast was brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. And don't forget to check out all the scores and information from this week's game and all games at BeaverCountyRadio.com and on our Facebook page at WBVP-WMBA.